to immediately latch on to Chakai.
So, as we know about these compositions, is like you get the first start, you take out the resources to just have the kill, you kill the roaming, but you forget the Influence Rage also have ultimates to use. So when Syndra just use the ultimates, it's over. And we see the Moscow Fury tries to use the spear, but also don't connect. Sad, but it's life. So King have your first item, it's a strong item, it's an assassin item, the 7 Cs, okay, 7 Cs. So they have more about the pick-off sense in the DreamHack right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting that both XP laners sitting at 2 kills apiece here, so they're actually very strong. It's very interesting to see the Benedetta. I think I brought this up before too. I don't know how they go against each other. Usually, when it comes to going up against a Sora, the only way to really counter it is to try to be as much of a nuisance as Sora is to the enemy team, so that you can kind of like offset the type of plays that they can make here. Right now, sitting at 3 and 2 apiece, Blink getting that information, giving it to their team. As we go on, though, I think Xena brought it up before too. Once you start getting on your back foot on this Hilda, once you start getting on your back foot, you start getting behind, sometimes it can be very hard for a Hilda to become useful for the team. She doesn't really shine in group scenarios. You want her to tank, you want her to harass. And unfortunately for this composition, as I'm talking about that, she gets ganged up by 3 members. In comes King, putting out the damage on that Benedetta, is able to find an escape, but it does not reply. Blink is down, another kill for Influence Rage.
That's good. Nice pick-off they do. Influence Rage have this mobility to just make the strongest composition. Also, they don't have the art to do all this, but calling about CC, about Fury using the wall to the spear, and Hotung that's provoking... Oh, Flash? No? No? That's just ultimate. Okay. And they will pick up this tower. Yeah. It's a 4v2. Oh,
you're looking for an engagement here. A nice little, beautiful SOD there by Fury, but they are going to be able to take down Steph. It might be a communication issue. Ooh, on the back end, Syndra in a little bit of trouble there, getting taken down by King. Oh. Fury trying to answer back, is able to find the kill. But I feel like there was a little bit of a miscommunication there, because Steffi stayed under the tower while Fury used the SOD to reposition, got in back of this, and he's like, all right, deuces, I'm out. And Steph was just like, oh, wait a minute. We're not trying to defend this, and then got taken down. But fortunately for Influence Rage, they were able to answer back.
I'm feeling this since the first game. Influence Rage don't have the communication, because I know it's a tower. You were more tanky when you're behind your tower, so you can have some fights. Obviously, you can take the control.
Ooh, what a great example of what we were talking about. That CC to CC that you can put out there. Chimera gets taken out there. Arctic with a great shot there as well. Steffi is down. But that kill we just saw from Hotoon, it was the jump coming in from jump style on that Guinevere. Then King came in with the final blow. And then like it was a wrap there after that. So they were able to CC Hotoon down to almost into a coma there. Sitting at 6 and 6, evening out for both teams right now.
And I think the Influence Rage and also the DreamHack are so crazy to not use Purify about all these compositions, because it's just like this. One shot, about 1 CC, it's over. You can do nothing. And remembering, we see the Fredring having 1 item. It's not the most tanky one. He just used a good item just for don't take a lot of CC, but we see he just taking all the CC anyway. So the damage is different. So for this game, we need to see other things. We need to see the Influence Rage showing what they came for. So it's now or never. Let's go.
Yeah, and actually King takes a little bit of damage on the back end. Chakai, I saw, picked up the Sky Piercer again. It's been one of those common items that you do see on a Kimmy early game. Ooh, a big jump does catch on a Hotun. The rest of the team is right there to kind of collapse on there. Real World Manipulation slams down onto the ground, catches jump style, and on the back end, Steffi able to take down Chimera. 2 down for the side of DreamMax, and it looks like that turtle even went over to Influence Rage as well.
Oh my god, King with this HP. So we have the difference because we see the jump style doing the right thing. He just made the jump in the Hotun, but he just don't connect it. He just don't do the ultimate things. The thing don't follow him, so he just accepted, then step do the ultimate and the targets change it. And then we see jump style suffering. Also a good CC momentum, and then Influence Rage guaranteeing the objective.
Yeah, right now, big pressure onto the mid lane right now. DreamMax seem to have kind of lost a little bit of stuff. This kind of comes down to like just being able to, your team, I feel like team synergy is going to be the biggest thing for this game as well. Influence Rage have showed some slippage there as well. DreamMax, their composition absolutely needs to have communication. You need to be able to understand who's going first, who's going to be able to get the CC on there. We talked about jump style. You said he went in, got the jump, and I think I even had the Violet Requiem, but then decided against it as the entirety of Influence Rage collapsed around him immediately. Maybe the target too, unless you're trying to upset the retribution coming from Hotun, and that I don't think they were at a position yet to really be doing that. A Hotun should not be your target unless you're trying to stall that retribution and get it yourself.
3.5 more gold have Influence Rage right now. They also have in all your players from 500 to 800 in the difference about the gold lane, I guess. So have some difference. And DreamMax just took the beginning of this game so better to Influence Rage just be more better in this point of game. Oh.
You can see Arctic just dives into the middle of the Lord Pit, allows Hotun to pick off the retribution. Steffi finds a kill onto jump style. Real World Manipulation stops Blink. Hotun on the back end looking for a kill, trying to chase him down. Fury decides to turn his attention to the lane, but the bravery or the gall of Arctic to just jump, he's just wandered past the entire team of DreamMax into the Lord Pit there to be able to get that shifting skies and allow Hotun to be able to get that retribution as well.
I don't know why I seen Arctic doing that thing. I say like, damn, why he do this? Why he take everything and he survives? And like, I want to be his best new friend. I want to learn this because it's different. We can't do. Oh, the ultimate. Oh, pass it away. I see in the minimap, but all the force we have in here about this new potential minions, about laning phase, about the tower 2 in the right moment. It's good for Influence Rage. 9-6 in the score, and remembering is the last for the BO3. The next winner here is the 2-1, I guess, the 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, they're looking for it here as we take a look at some of the items here. 800 gold lead there by Syndrak, who already does have the glowing wands, got the anti-heal out there. I was talking about this before. Kimmy has went ahead and got the early game Sky Piercer, but really, I mean, Chakai hasn't died. We've seen before. Chakai actually had one of their best games last week on the Kimmy. Does a great job of positioning. Here, it feels like they're able to do a good job of keeping the Kimmy at bay, keeping the Kimmy away from a lot of these fights, or maybe just the CC style of this composition really doesn't benefit when you get the stuns and you're trying to look for a burst to get people down. And Chakai, the Kimmy, it's more of a sustained damage that you can do, and I feel like a lot of these fights are over before they can get into a position to really be a threat.
Sometimes I see the Latam and the Mobile Legends in general, and miss two things. One is laning phase, is something I miss a lot. We don't have this all the time in Mobile Legends. And mid laners, mages being carry is something we don't see. Also, we have a lot of mid laners working with a secondary style, like doing support things, not more support, more roaming things than the roaming. So this make me a little sad, but it's the style of the game. I understand, but I also want to see more because Shy have the potential, Syndra have the potential. They show us a lot of things today, also in this position, but the true carry, just about, okay, it's a furry, the true carry on Chimera, does also have the guild scale, but nothing. Whoa, wait. Damn, oh my god.
What? I thought there were players there for a second. Their Fury got decimated and dusted. That's going to go ahead and set up DreamHack. They immediately beeline for the Lord Pit as soon as they take down the biggest damage from the side of Influence Rage. You can see Steffi on the back end trying to get that information. Arctic hiding in the top bush, looking for an opportunity. Onto Chimera, but Chimera dashes away, is able to get the safety, and now Arctic in trouble. Real world manipulation is able to protect them. Down goes Blink. DreamHack and Influence Rage, both teams sitting at 4 people on the board, but Influence Rage with that kill, getting into a great position for this next Lord.
Moskov is back. He has his huge mates. Don't split it up.
Style comes in. I even stopped because I'm like, there's no way they lose this. We're going to go ahead and toss it to Henrique. He can style it out, smoothing it, and they go ahead, steal it. Jump Style said, nope, I'm not done yet. We can still get this. Jumps in there, able to steal the Lord away from Influence Rage. We take a look at these items, Henrique.
My god, please, his name is Jump Style. It's obviously he can jump into this Lord things, okay? And he take it. And now we see a difference. Now we see the DreamHack have 50 more, 500 more gold in the XP lane. Okay, Influence Rage continues to be the strongest one. But now with the Lord, now with this Tower 2, they have more money to be more aggressive. And all the advantage we see in the Influence Rage have, 2k or 3k, now it's going to a 0, and DreamHack just going to draw it.
Yeah, and right now, the Lord kind of pressing down. DreamHack have a new-found confidence about them. There's still some gold. Actually, their gold matched up right now. Jump misses the jump in the backside. Immediately disengages, but that's going to open up this top high ground tower. Mid lane down to the high ground as well. The base has been cracked open by DreamHack, and all it took was a Jump Style being able to turn around and snatch up a Lord. They didn't even win the fight. He just went in, grabbed the Lord, and skedaddled out there, and the Lord pressure was enough to even things out for DreamHack.
Jump for zoning and like, look, if I wanted to do something, huh? I'm watching you, guy. I'm watching. But this is the style of jumping, Jump Style. This is good for the DreamHack, but also having this tree tower. Is it right to you guys? The tower 3? It's
the high ground towers is what we call it.
Okay. The high ground we call like T3, something like that.
It's T3 too. You can call it that.
Okay, so this high ground is good now because the pressure about the minions all the time, you can't just do nothing about it. And remembering, it's the other side of the map have the Lord. So this tower is amazing for the DreamHack to came back to the game right now. So what they need to do now is just relax, left depression goes to the base in the Influence Rage, and then starts the objective. If they try to fight, they will lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as having all the high grounds down where you have super minions, but, and especially because you've got Fury on your team. So you've got Moskov who can basically split push, put all the damage out here, and he'll be able to use the Spear of Destruction to join the fight as it comes to the Lord Pit as well. He does have to be a little bit careful here. You can see here Blink trying trying to find a good opportunity. Goes in at the top lane. They have a little bit of an engagement there. He's trying to get onto Fury. Fury dashes away as we go on with the Lord Pit style. Jump style able to find the kill there. Chakite, Jump style able to take down the Lord while Chakite finds a kill. And this was all at an even fight too, 4-4, as Blink was away from that fight at the top lane, fighting with Fury.
They don't have the best front line because Blink just do these things, and they don't have the marksman, the powerful one. I guess I try to, I thinking about he's just clear the wave and use the spear to, his ultimate to came to the Lord fight, but not happen, and then he just not fight with Blink, also good. But okay, now Lord is coming up. One more tower, two more towers. I get maybe.
Arctic got caught with the beautiful Violet Requiem into the Electo final blow. Now Lord at the gates, Influence Rage fighting for their lives here. Look at the damage going onto the core, and DreamMax walk away from this series with a series victory.
Wow, what a turnaround that was. It was Influence Rage was dominating the field. Then Jump Style just stealing that Lord right then and there, turned everything around, and Influence Rage did not have an answer on how to deal with that upset. That was something else. But that's what I love about Mobile Legends, the fact that it could be, you never know who's going to win the game.
That's good. I will not lie. That's so good. And remembering, we seen the DreamMax in the early game doing the wombo combo things, doing the force of the composition, doing the Benedetta things, and it's good. It's really good. But in the middle, this changing to the early to mid game, we seen more the force of the Influence Rage composition. They're showing a lot of respect. The Moskov also is not hitting with the spear, right? That this ultimate for the team. So it's always a 4v4 situation or a 4v5 because of this. And so he needs to stay always in the split, but no tower for him. So
it's almost because like that last fight too. He was on the split trying to clear out the lane, immediately got engaged by I believe it was Blink on the Hilda. As soon as the turtle fight, or the Lord fight started. So immediately now he has to blink away. He can't even SOD out, because if he throws that out there, he's gonna get caught by the Hilda. And if he goes in with the SOD, he no longer has his dash anymore. So it was so masterfully done. And then you talked about King, a great game by King, especially comboed with Jump Style, Violet Requiem, immediate Electo final blow underneath that. Absolutely exploded Arctic on this Sora pickup as well as that for that last fight. And that they were doing that basically the entire time.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to be more his friend. Okay, he's just do the composition well, so he dies. It's all perfect in the same line. What are we saying in this analysis table? Congratulations to DreamMax Sports, and remembering that we have a King with the battle spell called
Petrify?
Yes, Petrify, who's also is one more CC to this composition, just to be more boring thing to do. So remembering the highlights we're seeing here is good. We're seeing the first fight in the turtle. We're seeing how the composition is very well. So we started with this combo. So we guess about how they just put all these ultimates to one guy and then the falling, because as we say, 5v5 situation, you use 3 ultimates, they have 5 to using you, 4 because one is dead. But also we say about how Steffi and the Khalid is fast, just doing the passive things and came into fight for objectives. So the fights during a lot of time, then Steffi died and back to help his team. So this is amazing.
Yeah, I think we're going to see here Hotun when he gets double teamed here. You're going to see the Violet Requiem. Yeah, there. And then the cut throw, or the Electro Final Blow come down, and he just gets absolutely shredded. And they were doing that the whole game for a lot of players there. Even the Steffi felt it in that first engagement where we saw underneath the turtle there. So they were always in a great position for that. Always working for it as well. I wonder if we're going to have that last Lord pick up as well. You can see here real world manipulation came out as well. I believe this fight went over to Influence Rage. They had a great time through the mid game, but ultimately eventually got caught up. I believe here. I don't think it was here just yet, but ultimately the SOD, he was able to come in. There was a last fight where the SOD just was not able to come out just yet, and DreamHack stuck to their plan. It did feel like a little bit more back and forth. Okay, I believe this is going to be the fight where Hotun accidentally lets it go out to Jump Style, but that's gonna be enough for the highlights there.
Yeah, now let's spotlight the player who stole the show. Our MVP here is Shy Kite with the 712 KDA, 34.9k total damage, and 665 golds per minute. The fact that she did not die a lot and did a lot of damage brought that back for them at the end of the game. She started to do a lot.
We're seeing a lot of things about the Steffi using ultimate and the flicker just to engage, but the team just not connected with them. One more time, we're saying about the miscommunication. We're feeling about the Influence Rage. But other thing I want to say is I'm proud of Arctic because have a lot of time I'm not seeing a Sora using this assassin mode. It's also just a tanky one, the fighter mode. And seeing the assassin again is good.
Yeah, there's that last fight there where they absolutely blew up Arctic with that beautiful combo. Kite also was able to get MVP last week as well on the Kimmy. So it's I feel like it's something that she's actually very good at, maybe specializes in for her. Even when it comes to some of the losses that they've taken last week, she always manages to have good placement, not take too many deaths on the team, even when they're being absolutely overwhelmed. So it's no surprise she was able to kind of find another MVP here, especially with that, like we said, the dual CC coming out from the Guinevere, the CC coming out from the Benedetta as well, with the final blow, and then of course you had the Petrify on the Benedetta. It was just way too much. Whoever got caught in that, it was basically a wrap for them.
Exactly. They were doing a wonderful job turning that things around. Even when things looked grim for them, they knew that they had that composition to bring it back around. And the fact that they had those additional little CCs that you wouldn't have thought, like I didn't think about it. Like that made all the difference.
So, about this BO3, we have like a 2-1. For now, we don't have the teams 2-1 to fight against, right? We need to see in this week, right? Or we have it? 2-1 teams.
There are. This is the first 2-1.
The first.
Team that we'll have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about how the teams. Okay, one is 2-1, the other 1-2. So who is going to fight against in the next episode? So, okay, just thinking a lot. Sorry.
Yeah, the best of 5. We're gonna have they have 4 wins under their belt, and one of them did get a loss in one of them, but other than that, it's 4-0, 4-1. So this one's gonna be a fun one to see.
Oh yeah.
We need
when it
to
comes
see
to
about
games that they've played, it is 4-1 to 4-0. Both of them, though, when it comes to series, are both 2-0.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And we need to wait. So now the Octa Gaming and the NT7, who will lose will be the 2-1, and then we see against the DreamHack maybe, because we need to see the lower 2 about the teams who was 0-2 and the 1-1 about the Infinity and Alpha 7 tomorrow, right?
We got a lot of numbers going around, guys. But remember, I just want to remember one little thing. We do want to welcome our Indonesian and Philippines that are watching the show right now. I didn't want to say it earlier because it was way too early for you guys, but you guys might be tuning in right now. So I just want to say salamat and how do you say it was Tarekasi. What was it? Remakasi. There you go.
Yeah, a big thank you to them for restreaming this and joining us as well. I'm going to leave the translations for Xena because I probably do 1,000 times worse than that. I know one language and I speak that one poorly, which is English. Not like Enrique here, who's joining us not on his first language and doing a spectacular job so far.
No way. I'm doing this spectacular job because really I want to say a lot of things because I'm a lot expressive in Brazil. I talk it a lot because I see the patch notes and it's an analyst show up. But here I'm just like forgetting some words and I like to go slowly to remember some few words and I tried.
You're doing an amazing job trying to translate all of that and implement it into the stream, which we are happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, but I mean, so far, man, a great game. I'm not gonna lie. Dream Max, Influence Rage. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually. I didn't even say. So I'm not even gonna pretend like I had a pick here and my pick was right or wrong. So I felt like this match probably could have gone either way. And it's very interesting too because I feel like in the last week, Influence Rage felt way more comfortable going with just different wild picks that they would to try to test that out. Like I said, Joy, Esmeralda, Novaria, they picked a Terizla. Here today, it felt like Dream Max was the one who was more comfortable going with maybe some different picks that we don't always get to see. The Benedetta was out there. I believe they even picked up the Terizla themselves as well. So it very interesting. I wonder if that kind of came into play, if there was maybe a thought process that maybe because we're 1-1, we need to hunker down and maybe play slave to the meta, and maybe that just was not a comfort thing for them. Here, Dream Max, I feel they've been on a very consistent streak. The same people always performing, whether it's Che Kite, whether it is Kumera, who's doing a great job in the marksman or the gold lane as well as the jungler. And I feel like they're steadily getting better and better and better as the weeks move on.
Yes, they're doing a wonderful job. Benedetta for me has always been a terror. I've always been afraid of her, and the fact that she did so well right now makes her even more scary to deal with. She's hard to catch. She's extremely elusive, and that petrify will get you.
No, it's the first time Benedetta. It's the first time Benedetta here in Salt.
She was, I believe we saw, or no. I get confused. North, I remember we saw her in the roam position.
Yes,
is that correct? Yes. That was Night Horde. I don't remember if we've seen a Benedetta. I'll have to check on the stats for that, but I could have sworn that we have. I'll get back to you. Continue on. I'll get back to you.
Because showing you your like, oh, it's a Benedetta. It's the first time I've seen, like, it's good for you in the XP lane because I seen the roaming. I like, why have a Benedetta in the roaming? Is this legal? Is this legal? This can be, and and they win their game. So I'm pretty sure I'm like it. Also Xborg in the roam. They pick it up.
Yeah, that one's different too. The Benedetta and the roam, I feel like would be good. The fact that she's very mobile, she can get around the map and actually help with the ganks, and also push the lanes quickly for the team, and just keep the map control for them. That's what I'm thinking. That why they would choose that as a roam.
Benedetta in the Salt have for Entity 7, right? No, not Romeo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think she was picked twice total. Once was by the Night Horde, and then the other one was by Entity 7, who used the Benedetta. So it's
okay.
I feel the interesting thing about Benedetta too is I feel she's kind of like a not as bad Fanny when it comes to the skill level it takes to be. You have to be just really gifted to be able to use her to the degree that she is a threat at this level. And she's one of those that every single time I see Benedetta, I'm like, oh man, we're about to get a treat, because she's one of those heroes. You don't get people who are all right at Benedetta using them here in the AMER tournament. You got people who are like, oh man, I can't wait to pull out my bread and butter Benedetta, because they're absolutely spectacular on that hero. So it's one of those that's always kind of a threat that we might start seeing a little bit more and more, especially how well King was able to rotate, dealing with Asura, able to rotate, and just how well the Benedetta kind of melded with a lot of the other CC up on the table as well. So maybe it's we're at a point where we might start seeing a little bit more of that hero.
Yeah, it will be exciting to see if she was played way more, for sure. You think that Petrify helped with with Sora, maybe messing up his combos? You said he had invisibility, whatever it was, where he was not able to be stopped in some way because of his invincibility. I can't even say
Second skill.
Yeah. But then if timed right, she can totally petrify him, right? So, and she's pretty mobile enough to get around. So, and if he had already used it, you know, so I'm thinking, yeah, it would be great to see Benny around more often.
It's good about the relation about Petrify and Sun heroes in Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Also, we see the Kajita. Kajita is a good hero with the Petrify also because of the first skill, so it's good for a start. And we have the Benedetta because in the ultimate you have a certain moment to use the Petrify in the right moment,
Final
just
blow.
that final blow, just for pick it up like 3 seconds, and just in the middle or in the beginning, middle, or in the end of the ultimate, you send a Petrify during the ultimate. So it's good to see, but it's gifted. If you want to know this, if you know this, you're gifted. Obviously,
No, it's been a long-known fact that if at the beginning of the final blow you use Petrify, everybody in that final blow gets petrified. So it's just one of those skills that's that really can be used very well.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys all for staying right now. Be sure to keep staying here. Just quickly grab some snacks. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back.
Listen up, warriors! The Frozen Sea Showdown is here. 8 Brancos, 2 sides. Ready your hooks. Well, the rules? Real simple. Hook 'em over, then bash 'em. Or hook 'em back and stash 'em. Remember, kills will make you stronger. More kills, bigger targets, so swing those hooks. More kills, better hook, so wipe off their looks. Crabs in the river? Hook 'em. Reel 'em in for new skills. Stun. Magnet. Reflect. Chests in the cave? Hook 'em. Reel 'em in for new skills. Team heal. Team super hook. Crazy ults. Total chaos. Triple hook. Recall hook. Trick hook. No equipment to buy. Auto upgrades for all. Take one down, get your hook back. Hook, kill, reset, repeat. Hook till you can't hook no more. Remember these words. Hook, kill, reset, repeat. Hook till you can't hook no more. Hooks ready? Let's go!
Guys, here with MCT AMER South, we are gonna dive right back into the action. But first, let's talk a little bit about what just happened. You know, what do you guys think? Our winner is DreamMax.
I think they put on an incredible match. The first one, both of them were very, very dominant, and they showed a great meld of understanding when it came to the draft too, where these picks kind of meld in with each other, how they could benefit from each other. Whereas on the side of Influence Rage, I feel like there were good picks, but the picks were almost independent of each other. We can land a real world manipulation, we can land a sandstorm, but they weren't like necessarily melded well together in the way that we saw with the final blow and a Violet Requiem coming together, while Chaekite was just absolutely blasting away at them. So it's honestly a great game, and like I said, I think this is for me one of those dark horses teams that are just going to keep growing and getting better as we progress.
Yes. Let's take a look at our next matches. We have our next lineup, Entity 7, and as well as Alpha 7, but right now we have, did I say that whole wrong? But anyways, Entity 7 here. We got Akashi, Haidon Bush, Shin, Doom, and Vajun.
Vagin.
How you say that? Vagin.
Vagin. Akashi, Haidon Bush, Shin, Doom e Vagin. Also, Haidon Bush and Doom is correctly. Shin, I guess you can say, but Akashi and Vagin is different. And I have to say, Vagin is a funny person. Love it. I had an interview last week with him, and I just can't stop laughing because me and him just seen each other's face and started smiling all the time. Swear, he's a good person.
All right.
A lovely one.
That's awesome to hear for the community. Let's take a look at the next lineup, Octa Gaming. I was totally off. Sorry. Whew. Long day. But we have here Octa Gaming, Lucy, Thanatos Tizzy, Seijin, V2, and Saber for the side of Octa Gaming.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting match here too. Like we talked about before, Octa Gaming has not taken a loss just yet, and Octa Gaming has been on a roll. I know we talked about this before. The organization is from Peru, but these are all a Brazilian team, all Brazilian team members. I'm assuming very near and dear to the heart of you, Enrique.
No, you're right. All Brazilians, I recognize everyone. Remembering Saber have a nickname called Computer Saber. So we need to take off the computer because Mutu also have this Computer Saber in the bots. So you can't use this. So
why Computer Saber? Why did you get that nickname?
Maybe because he's the Saber main, and he also jokes about this nickname because of when you play against AI, against the AI, the Saber in the other teams is Computer Saber.
Okay, that's true. That is true. So he's the Computer Saber. Got it.
And then he just jumps to a Computer Saber in the normal game and ranked games and like, damn, we're a bot? Why are they having AI in the team and just him playing against everybody?
If you guys are just joining us, like I said, I feel like this is probably where a lot of eyes, this series right here is going to be where a lot of eyes are on the South, especially if you're watching from the North, maybe trying to get some scouting, maybe trying to understand where arguably the tippy top of the mountain in the South is right now. It is going to be Entity 7 and Octa Gaming. Both of these guys have had flawless series. Octa Gaming haven't even had a single game loss yet that they've been so good here. For me, Entity 7 too has been the only alongside Alpha 7 are the only two teams that have used Marcel to a degree where it looks like, okay, this is why he's banned. This is why he's prioritized. So that's just something to talk about here too. As we go ahead, we start off with the Grok pick, and that is immediately replied with the Suyo and the Harith pickup on Octa's side.
Last week, Vagin played with the Grok, and he does very well. About the Octa Gaming, you said about the Marcel. Therefore, it was them who used Chengi or the other team? Or?
No, it was Alpha 7 who used the Chang'e, and then Entity 7 actually used the exact same composition against Alpha 7 and beat them with it, which was so
Yeah,
interesting.
but they didn't have the Changi. They had the Gwen and the Drizla with the Marcel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, also good.
But
we have the
they were
first
able to
three
pick the
picks.
Zushin.
Oh, true. The Zushin is not banned.
Yeah.
They prefer to ban Freya, who's not more like the first week. First week in North, we have a lot of Freyas, but then just ban and not more. I know why. Yes, I know why.
Every game, 100% ban rate here.
Yes, okay. It's a valid one. So we have the Harley band, or we can say about Thanatos. He's a good player. He's one of the newest players we have in the MPL series. He was in the amateur leagues, and he came from the game is after the MPL, the starters qualifier. Okay, the qualifier ones. Also the
Or the
MDL
wild card you're talking about.
Not the wild card right now. Now it's the MDL, and also in the. I almost say that. Okay, you understand. So he is a good, about tier C, tier B, and sometimes tier D about the championships he do, and then he got strongest. He was the strongest new player when he came in the MPL Latin Season 2, and he do a lot of things because of the history of the hero. Sometimes we see about these movies we see the hero and he have the growing up, he fights with the villain, he loses and fights again, and he best of his. We have this story about his team because it's the first time Corinthians have in the Season 2 Brazil, and Thanatos was there with the Saber and with the other players. So he make the history because no one cares about this team, no one cares about these players because they are not famous as the Seigen in the moment, Vagin and Akashi. So when they start to win, they came to playoffs, and we've never seen that in our lives. Seen the team who came from the nothing and goes to the top 6, I guess, in the playoffs stage. So in that moment, and we have also the first Swiss stage in the MPL Latin Season 2, and it's a newest thing for everybody. They just fight a lot. They lost a lot, but they win in the certain moment to get to the playoffs. And the only thing, because the lower bracket don't have the second chance to playoffs, like the second life about. So then started to the upper side, and then they just fall, and it's over for the championship. Because if I get right, if we have the second life for this team about Thanatos and Saber, we see more about them. But it's okay. It's the format of the Campeonato, of the championship. So that was different. So I talk a lot. Sorry. The picks and pins are already here.
Right here, we got Joy and Yisun Shin. Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
Yisun Shin was probably one of 2 marksmen that were left after this ban phase. Carrie, Kenny taken off, Claude, Bruno. There were barely any marksmen. I think you still had the Granger out there. Claude was pretty interesting too, because I feel like Claude would have really fed the Uranus here. A very interesting draft. I feel like with the Uranus and the Valier, we were really trying to make sure that Entity 7 did not go for the Fredrin pickup. I feel like this entire draft is around that. Oh, an Atlas pickup too as well. That's going to be very interesting. I don't know if this might be our first time seeing Atlas here in the South.
Wow.
North, we don't see Atlas.
I know, this is very interesting. This is it's the first time we've seen it in any of the Swiss stage, right? Atlas is coming.
I just love how Octagaming makes this first composition. They have security range against all teams in the Entity 7 because Valier is the best option about just doing the poke things. V2, he's have the scale. Also, Sagan have the scale too, but Thanatos is the really snowball matchmaker about this. And Saber, we know we have a lot of problems with the Atlas about the high CDR he have, but he's also a playmaker who gives a change making in the side of the game. Obviously, Vagin also do this, but it's different because the CDR are low and can do this more times than the Atlas.
I'm a little worried just because the Octa Games early game is going to flounder a little bit with some of these picks. But ladies and gentlemen, game one of, I want to say, one of the most anticipated matches here in the MCT AMER South. It is Entity 7 taking on Octa Gaming. Both teams putting on their undefeated series records against each other as we start things off.
Let's go find who will be the first team to the Seed 1, boys. Is the BO5 first game. Let's go.
Yeah, I was saying the early game of Octa Gaming, Segan's going to have a little trouble with the Valier and clearing with Saber on that. As I say that, he's getting a lot of damage put onto him as well. So it's going to be a little hard to see what they do or how they're going to be able to enforce this early game. Especially, you can see Hide on Bush already starting to enforce, like in enemy jungle already. Saber's very low, feet too. So I feel like Octa Gaming, we've got good scaling on this team. We've got the wombo combos once we get out of the laning phase, but do we have a path to get to that point in the game that doesn't result in Entity 7 walking all over us? I think we're going to find out.
Remembering Joy brings this speed to the game. She's fast, obviously, but we also see how Saber needs to protect the jungle camps just for Thanatos being more calm, be more confident with this. But in the same side, it's a Renas. This will be this is right. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna use that. He used that flicker to get away there. It does get a bunch of stacks there. I've seen him used before, especially against the Zushin, to be able, because once you're raining down with that lantern flare, Uranus is going to be getting a huge amount of stacks. And Uranus, with his 20 stacks, is going to have a huge amount of healing, does a bunch of damage too as well. We're going to go ahead and engage here. Turtle at about 50% on the back end. Shen already activated that ultimate. Segan on the back end gets caught by Akashi. Hide on Bush finds a kill on the Thanatos TZ, and Saber is down. 3 down for Octa Gaming to set the tone for that first turtle.
You said about this early game, and the Octa game doesn't hear it because they just do a fight against all the Entity 7 with all these powerful ultimates. And then we also know how about the 2v2 Vagin and Shin just do the pressure against the Sagan, and he just don't have a early beautiful moment for him. But calm down. Okay, just for zoning, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, and the damage still coming up on the Segan. We have a Zombie Force already activated out there. And if we go down the bottom lane, there's a little bit of a fight happening at mid. You can see there the Lantern Flare spraying down onto Saber. Is it going to be enough? He does get taken away. Thanatos TZ looking for an escape. Oh, get pulled back. Is that going to be enough? No. He is able to find himself a little bit of an escape. But already mounting to about a 1.4k gold lead for Entity 7. This early game, Segan having some trouble at the mid lane, gets pulled back again. Is it going to be enough for Vagwin to be able to find the damage? He does not, but he is going to have to go home and miss these minions.
I will not lie, if I was Sagan right now and just pinging my roaming like, where are you, man? Help me, I need some help, please. And this is the story of my life, because what we are seeing here is just like as I say, the Joy have this fastest rotations, and also they have a Yisung Shin and a gold. Wow, that's right. Okay. They have the Yisung Shin, who also have this. Wait. This is right? This can be possible?
Yeah, Hide-On Bush just absolutely blew up Thanatos TZ underneath their own purple buff. And this is the Joy right now. Hide-On Bush is doing such a great job sitting at 2-0-2. That's going to lead them, Entity 7, to a 4-0 game.
Again? Oh, now I have a roaming.
Yeah, roaming actually comes in there as they're able to find themselves a stun onto Shin. Now laying down the groundwork with that Lantern Flare. In comes Akashi with the Demonic Force. Is it going to be enough? We have he tried to ultimate him. He didn't even get him into the tower. And unfortunate for Octa Gaming, that's going to be another kill for the side of Entity 7 to set up this Lord. Lucy tries to go in, is going to have to use that flicker to get away.
Now Saber pings Sagan because he's not there. That's the change tactics, okay? That's oh my god, Thanatos. My god, 0-3 in a row. Oh my god.
Yeah, Zaman Force has been laid out from V2 just to try to protect himself at this time. Look at the pressure that's being mounted. Saber in a little bit of trouble here, getting bounced up and down, has to use that flicker to get away on the back end. Segan trying the best he can to pour on some damage and stun for his team, but this is an all Entity 7 game right now. They are just going to lanes, dominating. V2 might be in trouble. The wall was not close enough to the side. Zaman Force has been laid out there too as well, trying to put the damage onto Vagwin, but he does disengage. Meanwhile, the rest of the team starting to come in for support. Shen actually might have crossed into the wrong side here, but I mean, we're talking about Zushin here, who has just a huge offensive ability for their team right now.
You want to know what I'm thinking about this V2 fighting? Like, call an ambulance, but not for me. He just throw an ultimate and just dive in front of Doom, and Doom like, damn, need to run. This is cool, but it's also the force about we see V2 playing as your half. And the tower is almost down, but we see Doom doing the proxy. Lucy changing, we have a lane swap right now. Harif goes to the bottom side. Also, the tower doesn't exist anymore in the bottom side. And 6-0 in this score. Entity 7 have a best early game ever for them.
Oh, Saber, this is the problem. Big cooldown there, does use the Fatal Links to dash Akachi, but I don't even think he got under the tower there. Oh, Sequin is going to have to use that flicker to get out. From the back end, Lucy comes in, sprays down some damage, gets picked up again with the Lantern Flare. Akashi goes in underneath the tower, gets caught with the slow of the Zaman Force, and finally, Octa Gaming on the board with one, courtesy of V2, who was able to lay down that Zaman Force. Seekin able to get the kill there as well. Saber looking for an angle to get in here, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to counteract this out. That's going to be another turtle for the side of Entity 7.
Oh, and remember, Akashi is the strongest player. Now he's in the XP lane, but part of his history, like more championships he was a marksman in the past. So he take this switch and recently. It's the newest about him too. Not like King. King is the first tournament, right? But I think this third to second tournament we see Akashi in the XP lane. And he's adapted well, but we're seeing the difference about this game. Okay, normal.
Yeah, and I'm wondering as we start scaling up there, I mean, we're looking for Doom to get some items. He'll be able to kind of enforce some of the mid to late game. Shin will start dishing out a lot more CC and damage. Akashi will start falling off. I feel like there is still hope for Octa Gaming, even though it does say 6-1. It's only about a 4K gold lead for the side of Entity 7. Damage is going to start coming up for the side. Thanatos TZ is going to start getting more damage. V2 will. Saber will finally have some more survivability so that he's not constantly getting caught when he tries to look for some of these fatal links. So Entity 7 needs to just be careful as we're moving into the 8.4 minute mark of this match. I think at about the 12-minute mark, we're going to start seeing things become a little bit more crazier as Octa Gaming will possibly start coming online. But so far, it has been all Entity 7.
The Lord is coming, 20 seconds, and they will need to fight against them. I will try to stay about calm and not taking like, you know, you're so late. We have 4.4 gold and Entity 7 will have in the front of you, and I think we will not have in the fight, okay? I guess? You will respect them?
Yeah, right now, there's still no answer for Shen, who's been doing such a great job kind of putting on that suppressive fire, being able to create that distance. Speaking of which, on the back end, V2 able to find a kill on to hide on the bush. That's going to upset this first Lord, but they're not in the position to go ahead and contest that. V2 getting chased down. Saber, Segan, the rest of the team, Octa Gaming, a big tech charge onto the back end. Might catch V2. Akashi trying to chase him down. Not going to be able to find it. Segan goes down for Octa Gaming as well. That's two more people. Zaman Force has been laid out. Down goes Thanatos TZ. Answered back immediately. Unfortunate for the side of Octa Gaming. V2 able to clap back, finds a kill of his own. It is 3-1 right now. Lucy gets picked up and put down, but that's a Uranus, so you're going to have a lot of tankiness. But that fight, a huge answer, allowing Entity 7 to cleanly pick up this first Lord.
My god, Vagins just zoots the unstoppable ultimates like choo-choo! All aboard! And everything goes to the up. So everybody jumps. That's cool. So cool. That's my boy. And they got the Lord. They got 3 turtles, 1 Lord. They are 3.5 in the gold. They have a 4 in the past, but this fight with 3 players down make the Octa grows a little. But now with the Lord, I hope the towers, the T2 make something different for them.
Yeah, V2's starting to come online too. Ooh, you even see he got a holy crystal as well, so he's going to be able to be dishing out a huge amount of damage. It's just, is the rest of the team in a position to be able to allow him to put on a bunch of that damage? Wall comes down, Lord's going to have to like walk around it as well. Team in a good position here. Akashi engages onto the back line. Vagwin looking for an angle. They're just trying to protect Entity 7 while Shin goes ahead, tries to pick up this purple buff as well. Lord is down at the bottom. Lucy catches Doom on the back end, but still has a decent amount of big tech charge lands on the 2 members, but they are not able to capitalize. That's going to give them the mid tower as well. V2 with the Zaman Force laying down some damage, dashing around, has full cooldowns that he needs, but Entity 7 now turn their attention to the Octa Gaming jungle. Oh, they do find themselves a little bit. Saber gets taken down a wall, trapped him against the wrong side of Entity 7. They able to find themselves a kill. 2 down, hide on bush, gets taken out. V2 answering back for his team.
Now I'm remembering something, just a RNG moment. V2 and Lucy was DreamHack players in the past season. And past week we see the Octa fighting against DreamHack and guarantees the 2-0. I don't know what was the feeling about them just to being kicked about the org and then just fight against it and win. So just something. Nice fight. They do a lot of things, and the 7 just with the Lord. They don't get the second tower in the mid lane, but they also have some players, enemy players against. The problem is V2 is just going to this 4-0, they're going to the third item so well, and scales a lot of difference between Doom. Doom is the second time I see it, he just jumps to the front line and get just that. So I might thinking he just need to breathe a lot and left the team work because they are doing that nice fight. Akashi is a good frontliner. In the moment, he's not going down with the timing machine because we know like the 20 minutes he's not working anymore at 0000 maybe.
Yeah, you see that Saber's going to try to go into Vaguin, going to try to put on that damage. Do have ourselves a little bit of those fatal links coming out. Dominant Force onto the back end there.
That's my boy.
Trying to rain on the damage. Doom is able to hold him off. Akashi slamming down with the Demonic Force onto 3 members while Shin provides that backup suppressive fire in the form of the Lantern Flare. Last we were talking, V2 had just picked up he had picked up the Glaive. He already had Holy Crystal. I feel like there is a point here, Octa Gaming, they don't have to be so desperate for a lot of these engagements. Let it come. Lucy in a little bit of trouble here is going to take out, you can see on the back end, Thanatos TZ comes in, hits them up with the Soul Sever. Down comes his Diamond Force. Lord knocks up 3 members as well. Down goes Vaguin. Saber on the opposite end. The Saber able to find a kill there as well. Akashi takes down V2, 2 down for the side of Octa Gaming, 3 down for the side of Entity 7. Doom in trouble as Lucy picks up the kill on the bottom end as well. Akashi trying to get away but being slowed by Segan, and that is going to be Octa Gaming picking up another kill and a free Lord.
That's so good. They split all these team fights, just use the Lord as a consequence about all these tanks they have. Vagin unfortunately dies first because he don't have his ultimate, so was in cooldown reduction ability, and sad. Also we have the Doom one more time trying to do what these things. He can get 1 kill, but was Lucy who brings his down after this. And it's about this, is the team fighting we have in the Entity 7 with this composition who have the best early, the moment to shine. Now is Octa to scale, and also we say V2 is strongest player and he does very well.
Yeah, he just needs his team to be able to kind of give him time. Fatal Links comes out there again as V2 trying to lay down the damage on the back end. V2 trying to create that space. He actually in trouble as Akashi, because Solo's in onto him, able to create that, able to close the distance, find V2. That's going to be a huge amount of damage. Lucy in trouble here, takes a huge amount of those electrifying beasts coming from Hyde on Bush. 14-11 right now, 47k to 48 as both teams going to have to reset on the map.
And remembering, the V2 with the Herod is also a good matchmaking with Akashi. This Povels is strong against all the things who dashes in his front, so he gets more timings in the skills, he get more CDR in the passive, so it's good a lot for him. Oh my god, Sagan.
Yeah, Sagan is down. Electrifying Beats able to take him down. Also, Lucy going to try to use that Flicker. Has the Immortality proc. In comes V2. Going to lay down the Zombie Force. Dashing in. Is not... Oh, Lucy able to find an escape. Looking for it. That is the tankiness and the regen ability you get from a Uranus pickup. Saber on the back end with Thanatos TZ trying to lay down the damage. Wall traps off and splits off the team as Saber on the back end is able to get taken down. 3 down for the side of Octa Gaming. Minions pushing at mid.
Hyde on Bush used 2 times his ultimate in this fight. And it's not a big timer, like 40 seconds. It's like 30 seconds team fight and he do this 2 times. Oh wow, they're trying to take this tower.
Lucy was alone at that mid tower, just putting on damage to try to clear out those minions. Lucy, what Lucy
Just
at
standing
right
there.
now? 1-1-6. You would think with the way that Lucy plays, you'd assume this Uranus is like 1-5-6. But Lucy has been doing such a great job, understands the character, understands, and is keeping up those stacks so that they have maximum healing ability as well. And you saw an example of it right there, just being able to protect the high ground tower, goes in, clears out the minions, and then just walks away from Entity 7. Little engagement trying to happen at top. You can see Saber looking, maybe a Fatal Links on the Shin, not able to find it just yet as Shin uses that ultimate to get away. The rest of Octa Gaming now looking for a disengagement. Lucy might be caught here by Akashi on the back end as well. Fatal Links come out. Immortality has been procced. Bagwin dashes in deep, finding the kill onto Doom as Segan goes down as well. 2-1 right now, traded for both teams. V2 trying to go in with the Zaman Force. Shin able to find an escape. Thanos knows Teasy right there on his back and finds the kill onto Shin. 3 down for Entity 7. Octa Gaming looking to possibly close this game out.
V2 is free in all these team fights, and I don't know why he's not focused. Because we have a lot of ultimates. Good, Bagin again.
Oh yeah,
so sorry about
that
that.
Ice Crown as well. Thanatos Teasy finds the kill onto Akashi. Bagwin's the only one left. I don't know if he has the tech charge, but that's going to be the wrap. Immortality here before Octa Gaming find them. Oh, they almost had another team wipe there. Doom comes up. Hide on Bush comes up as well. Octa Gaming think twice about trying to find this engagement. Going to turn their attention to this next Lord.
And boy, the Octa Gaming just revive it. Just do the best fight ever. And as I say, V2 is free to fight again. We also have, as I said, if I can use a nice ultimate with the flick, just for do the crowd control. But as I say, V2 just doing this momentum just for fighting and just for winning this fight. And also Sagan, good positioning. And we have the difference between the golds for 1k 400, 1k 400 in the case, and this complete build. Also have the defense item for him and regen, just for have more shield. That's good.
Yeah, and I just saw it, when it comes to survivability in this Octa Gaming, I think I saw 3 immortalities on their side there. I don't think Lifesci had 1. Hide on Bush just sold boots, so I think they're looking to try to get that immortality proc as well. But when it comes to this fight right now, Octa Gaming going to go ahead and charge in, locking onto Akashi. Are they going to be able to find the kill? Nice Fatal Links comes out there. Thanatos Teasy trying to raid on damage on the Bagwin. Immortality, Shin tried to get away. Down comes the Zaman Force. A huge amount of damage coming out. Shin and Bagwin are down as Octa Gaming looking to close out this first game. Segan finds a kill onto Hide on Bush, but taking tower shots they are. Lord right there. Octa Gaming, one last hit onto Doom, but Octa Gaming with game 1 under their belts.
Victory!
Well, what a match. Entity 7 was doing well in the early game, and then once the 12-minute mark hit, V2 was taking it in. He was ripping on everybody, and he just did an amazing job bringing that back with his team and taking that win. What amazing plays.
Just love it how the team scales, just let the Harif know his ways. Unfortunately, we have something to say about the wrong way, because we see the Octa Gaming during this beginning of the game just trolling, because you do not say this early game composition who we saw against the Entity 7 now. Then they just lost, doing the Akashi about to be 5-1-5 in the KDA, and that's not cool. But they also have the choices to bring back the valuable things in this composition and left Harich because V2 is also tired. Okay, I forget about this. How the name?
Parrying.
His back
His back hurts.
Also V2 is having a back right now. Okay, and that's good. I like to see what I see, and let's go, because I want to see more and about this BO5.
Man, it was E7's early game to kind of lose there. I questioned it as soon as we started kind of like transitioning. You're gonna have Akashi's gonna start falling off. He actually, I feel like Phobius has a really hard cutoff that when he's just like boom, all of a sudden he's not doing as much damage, and you transition from this thing that everybody's afraid of to nobody's afraid of you now, and they're able to kind of get the jump onto you. And when you're at that point, you didn't really have too much protection for Shen on that. There, you had the dashing abilities coming in from V2. Saber was doing a great job of being able to come in, find some of those fatal links, and I feel like we really overwhelmed a lot of the abilities of Entity 7 to be able to get away. You're dodging fatal links, you're dodging pushes from the Valir, you're dodging Thanatos TZ trying to come in on you. There was so much for you to watch out for that it made it very well into that mid game. I feel like maybe Octagaming could have slowed down a little bit in the beginning. We were critiquing that a bit. You know that you don't have this early game, so why even try to contest the first turtle? You can see here, look at the damage coming out. Even Saber just getting caught and put down for the side of Octagaming.
And also we can say about Thanatos, who had a difficult life in the jungle, also have the invasions all the time, also having Saber defending the jungle for him, but this makes the other part about Segen having other type of pressures, and he's like 0-4 in the game, and now we can see like this 10-4-1. This is
yes, and
huge.
Here we go. When the pressure was on, this player delivered, and deliver he did. V2 on Harith, 6-3-11 KDA, 107.2 total damage, and 723 gold per minute. He did an amazing job bringing that back for his team. They started to be able to get control of the map. They got those 2 lords at the end, and just did a wonderful job.
Yeah,
I have the
as it started moving to that mid game, when he started locking in items, started getting really good, and he got. I feel like it was a really early holy crystal that he got. And when you're at that point on the Harith, especially so early, he was just dishing out damage. All Octagaming needed to do was give him time, and he was able to kind of carry.
And we see the first fight with V2 in the case, he making a 2v1 turning into his fight just because he's an aggressive player. And Doom also can get this information, and 2 or 3 times we've seen he's just dying because of his trying to be confident, and V2 just nailed it. So he's a true player of this heritage.
True MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you talk about being able to wait on your marksman, wait on the gold lane, don't take these fights until the gold lane has the opportunity that they need. And they did just that. They were able to kind of elongate this game long enough for V2 to turn it around until you were at the last point and had themselves a very dominating victory.
Yes, they really did a wonderful job. Just the fact that they didn't hesitate at the end. They were able to turn things around after having to deal with Entity 7's dominance in the beginning of the game. Shows how well that they believe in their team.
I've seen a payback doing this Octagaming is good, so good. And I'm afraid to see the next game when Octagaming just win the early.
You think that they're going to win early?
Maybe.
It depends on the draft, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's interesting because as a first draft, we drafted Atlas and Valir. these aren't exactly priority meta heroes, and they got the victory, which means not only did they get the win, but they also have two positions where they have meta picks very much available for them. So being able, and I feel like that's a great point that comes with using this type of drafting style, the global bans, is your ability to be victorious with outside the meta picks. Like that, the Valier, the Atlas out there as well. It really helps to solidify yourself and give you that breathing room you need with this draft. Because, I mean, now you've got a lot of things that are still open. Meanwhile, on the other side, Entity 7, they had a lot of straight edge, just in the meta type of pickups there as well. And now you don't get to use those anymore. And you wasted them basically on a loss.
Oh. This is sad. And also, if the Octa just lose the game, it's not, how can I say this? It's not the worst way, because you just use 2 picks alt meta, so they also can have the meta in the next episode, so okay.
Yeah, just being able to leave everything open like that. That would be in their favor for the next matches, especially with a best of 5, right?
Yeah.
They need to make sure that they secure it later on.
Sometimes it almost gets a little greedy. Well, I love watching all of these matches. Sometimes I just want to, when it comes to global bans, sometimes I just want to cut, like, can I just transport to game 5? Because I want to see what picks we have. Sometimes it's really exciting to see what some of those picks are going to be for some of these guys to kind of come up with maybe something that you guys are favoring with, or that you play with that you don't think is too meta. And a lot of the meta is shaped around how dangerous certain heroes are because they're always picked. And that means that, okay, there's certain things that just aren't picked because there's always that counter out here. Here, now we might be able to see some of those pickups and where they're at. Marcel, still a priority ban for both of them, like I said. Entity 7 is one of those teams who has already shown, you give us the Marcel, we're going to be able to use it, and we're going to be able to use it successfully.
Steadfast.
They're taking Sora off the board this time around as well. In the first match, it wasn't priority to take him out. This time, they want to make sure that he's not a factor in the matches, as he has really great CC and initiation. So.
Love it. Then we have the Entity 7, who was Akashi just used the Povius, and now he's getting banned. I don't know if Povius is really a thing here. Remembering sometimes in the past championships, Lucy is also a good player with the Dragon, the Yisumshin player, and other heroes like Lapu Lapu. So he can have these 2 other options inside the, or I don't know.
Well, the plan might not be to hinder Lucy as much as maybe open up the Valentina pickup for your side, so that you don't have that threat of a Phobius to kind of get back there and really be able to close the distance on you. Yeah, especially because like Phobius isn't, like you said, Phobius isn't really a meta pickup. It just kind of, it depends on where you're looking to counter, where you're looking to kind of get your strength for your side. Entity 7 on the blue side again will have the first pickup. I'm wondering if it will be that. No, it's going to be the Harley pickup. So yeah,
Harley it is.
Was banned in the second. Also, the Entity 7 who's banned Harley is the second ban of them. I remembering now, and I'll have now in the second game first pick Harley. Okay, they have the Suyu. No, they don't have Suyu, but they have the Leomord if they want it. Just to respond.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're taking the Harley and make sure they really want to get in and out quickly to probably get those squishies as quickly and as fast as possible and give themselves the upper hand. They were taking out Guinevere here. And, oh, they picked up the Zushin.
I'm not gonna lie, every single time I see that a team has left open Zushin, I kind of roll my eyes because I don't think I've seen a really successful counter to the Zushin pickup. I feel like every single time it's picked up, it's pretty dominant, and I feel like it's the energy spent to counter a Zushin rather than just, I don't know, giving up a Guinevere or a Boxy. I feel like it's really huge there for both of them. Right now, we do have the real world manipulation out there. They scoop up the Eve, especially because Hylos is on the other team. You definitely don't want to give up that tag team to each other for the side of Entity 7. And looking for that last pickup for Octa Gaming.
Didn't they pick up the Zushin on Entity 7 side and they went against the Uranus? I feel like Uranus is like a big boulder that they can't really deal with, right? For Zushin, she's just picking it up and dropping it back down because he's like regenerating too fast or he's not dying. So I think that would be that counter for the Zushin. But usually other things can't really go against that. I've only seen that twice where it happened, where Uranus was chosen and went against Zushin, and they always did win, the team that had the Uranus.
See value in me?
Your team is
You
dead.
should.
Just throwing some words to the wind, I miss Zask a lot. I truly miss Zask because I remember when he had some few changes, not for more that basic attacks and just for this television. I don't know how you guys tell about the first skill of him. We in Brazil call this television the tubes, boxes of TV. So I'm missing a lot of this. Also, Aurora, he was a good player, he's a good hero, and we're not seeing this anymore. And we're not seeing Zushin here, and we have a lot of controls we have in Mage's control to just stop her, and no, they don't like it. They don't care.
A lot of the mages like that. I think I was talking about this. I don't know if I was talking to Xena or if
You were talking about how
Aurora was
is
one
like
of
a
those
sitting
picks.
duck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of the mages that are heavily picked up here, they have something that in their pockets for when they get engaged upon. It's only a matter of time until the mage is caught. Zushin uses her ultimate; she can be able to get away. Eve, with her ultimate, gets a whole bunch of shielding that she can use. What am I talking? Zesion has that passive that if you get too close to her, it's basically like a flame shot that creates distance with you. So there's so many mages. Lilia, black shoes to be able to get away. So many of these mages have escapings that to the point where it's almost a known fact. They're gonna get caught. Do you have a tool to be able to disengage from the team? And unfortunately for some of them, like Aurora, Vexana, a lot of those who used to be great right now in the current meta, it's just like you're a sitting duck if you're a mage. They're gonna be able to close the distance. If you don't have anything left, it's gonna be a problem for you and your team.
They look like they have massive CC on the side of Octa Gaming here with Rizla, Hylos with his slow, Zushin. And I think that's gonna be really helpful for Bruno in the late game, and the fact that he can dish out that damage, like kicking big boulders at people, like you were saying before.
That's new. That's new. That's new. Okay, Thanatos as I say to you guys, Thanatos is a new player and he had a lot of championships, so he do this, but it's not common in Brazil. These things happens. It's not a popular hero in Brazil, Gusion, okay, or Latam. We don't see this with that normal thing. And also in jungle, because outside we see sometimes Gusion in the mid lane with the Petrify sometimes, but okay, it's different. I like it. Let's go.
I don't think he's been a popular pick since before these Naruto skins came out. And now suddenly everybody's wanting to use him. But man, as we go ahead, lock in both of these compositions, going to be very interesting. We especially dipping outside the box here, got the little Gusion pick up there as well. Terizla been making a comeback. We talked about some of the changes. Got that no more mana cooldown, or no more mana for him, so he can basically spam his abilities on cooldown. But Enrique, why don't you go ahead and take us into game 2?
My boys, let's get into the Rumble! And we need to see who will win to seed 1. First match was for Octa. All Entity 7 needs to make this draw or see the Octa Gaming close to the win this match. So who will win? Let's find it out.
Yeah, a very interesting draft here coming from Octa Gaming. Oh, Shin able to find, what are we at the 46-second mark? Immediately, Shin able to find a kill onto Saber. I was gonna say I'm a little iffy about some of these picks coming from Octa Gaming, but this is basically shades of the second. Oh, hide on bush right there. Thanatos TZ in trouble, taking a lot of damage. Shin able to find the kill, but on the backside, Vegwin gets taken out and answered in reply by Shin. 3-1 in favor of Entity 7. What was I going to say about about the draft? I was going to say that last time I was a little confused about some of the picks that they had. Oh, shit again!
Oh my God!
Finds a kill. They are coming in spades right now. They know they have the early game. They are not going to waste it like they did in the last.
It's funny to see how the first time we see Saber doing a 2v2 with Sagan side to side him, it's the strongest 2v2. And he dies. Last game, he just do the protecting jungle all the time and left Sagan alone, and he's fine. But the first 2v2, this happens. Oh my god!
Yeah, immediately blown up by Hide on Bush and that deadly magic. I was wondering where the heck his health went. He thought he was very, very tanky. Got caught by a taunt by Veglin on that Gatakacha, and that's going to be a free turtle for Entity 7. I feel like they learned. Last game, I feel like they were a little bit passive in the early game, allowed Octa Gaming to get to that mid and late game. Here, they're like, bro, we are going to take pedal to the metal here. We're going to zoom our way to getting to that mid or late game, or we're going to take so much advantage of this early caught between four members. Saber in trouble on the back end. We do have a blazing duet that does land onto Thanatos. He's in a little bit of trouble there. Lucy tries to come in, but able to score the kill. Hide on Bush. Doom finds a kill of his own as well. Bagwin in trouble. Segan is able to find the kill there as well, then actuates the ultimate to be able to get away. 7-2 right now for Entity 7.
Now Sagan have 2 more kills, but also Shin have 2 more assistants, and I don't know if this is right, this is worth about the Octa Gaming. One more time, just doing the all-in in some hero and just going wrong because Hide on Bush just have this skills just to dash and not dash blink, right click blink. Dash is more like the Thanatos doing, and it's not cool. They need to farm, they need to get more gold and then do a pick off, because a fight against a team who already made a 5-0 in the score is not a positive.
Yeah, you can see that already that Entity 7 is starting to refuse that purple buff to Thanatos TZ, trying to take down some of those cooldowns for some of those combos he likes to do. Lucy goes down off screen at the bottom. Octa Gaming having some trouble here. I feel like, last game, I feel like their confidence grew when it came to trying to draft some off-meta pickups here. Maybe we strayed a little bit too far from the meta. Saber gonna have to use that that ultimate, the glorious pathway, to try to get out of harm's way. Now down to 10%, is gonna have to look for a quick way home. This is gonna be a free turtle for Entity 7.
One more free turtle, and they don't get it. Nothing. Octa Gaming just watching the game, and Harley just doing the snowball. That's normal because we've seen it just like Suyu, Harley, and almost assassins in the general do this kind of thing. Thanatos just do a first.
Down at the top. Saber next to the line. Hide on Bush finding the kill there. Akashi finds a kill on the Thanatos TZ at the bottom. Now, suddenly the smoke clears. There's only 2 members of Octa Gaming left at an 11-2 game at the 5-minute mark. Lucy looking for an escape. Shin was chasing him down. That's going to be a free tower. Up at top, a free tower. Down at bottom. And man, Entity 7, I feel like they got a little angry with that first game.
So we can call the BO3 right now?
Nope.
I have my thinkings about this game. It's not positive for Octa Gaming. Remembering the past game, they just like suffering a lot in this early game, and then they just have the payback. But now, seeing this Octa Gaming having 11-2, I don't know. Oh my god!
Yeah, big amount of damage onto the backside there. Lucy and Seguin took it, and Thanatos TZ in a little bit of trouble here. He might be able to find it. Comes in with the Gushin. Full combo lands on them, but he was not able to take them down. Entity 7 is so far ahead, and this is kind of the problem when it comes to a Gushin pickup. Now that even when you land your full combo on members and they're still able to kind of brush it off and walk away, it's kind of the value. 7K gold lead, 11-2 right now, and I believe they've taken out all the tier 1 towers for Octa Gaming.
Just 3 towers. It's so good for 6 minutes in game. Just to have a nice score. You have 3 towers, 2 turtles. Now 3, I guess. I don't think the Octa Gaming will fight against it. Maybe? No. Okay. No. So 3 turtles is the best early game you ever had.
It's it gives you a good amount of wiggle room, especially that mid tower, which kind of opens up the map. That means that your Octa Gaming doesn't have as far back that they can, or has a huge amount of distance that they need to cover to be able to get away. Vagwin comes in there with the Avatar of the Guardian. We do have the real world manipulation laid down while Shen, with great positioning, was inside that bush, so you can't even see where Shen is when he lays down that ultimate. 11-2 right now. Entity 7 just having an absolutely good game. You can see there Doom on the bottom side, able to clear out that tower, and that was immediately he's going to go ahead and start clearing out this jungle and looking to maybe get to the opposite side of the map to duplicate and get that tier 2 tower at the top.
Now we have the tower, the second tower in the bottom lane. Just drop it down. They try to start? Really?
Yeah, and then they start the fight here. Saber and Seguin, they are going to get back to their tower. I like that. I like that they were so close to the tower that was their immediate thing, which kind of like mentions to me, why even start that fight? You weren't going to be able to. What was the best? Thanatos TZ in trouble. Tries to use that dash to get away, but immediately Doom right there to catch him with the blazing duet, and that's going to be another Thanatos TZ death. 0-4 for Thanatos TZ right now.
You're being readed. Just for this split, he tries to push some lane, and then he just found Entity 7 entirely just for beat him. And again, about Lucy in the dive. Oh my god, what's happening in this game?
Yeah, Saber took a big stun coming out from Akashi and the Lapu, and then the full brunt of the Bravest Fighter stance there as well. So a lot of damage coming out. Entity 7 not making the mistake of the first game. They're got this game very close to the chest, continuing with the pressure, continually trying to get those kills. There was one point where I was like, okay, this is all right. Entity 7 has 4 kills, but they don't have a tower, so they're not able to transition it to that. And then like 2 minutes later, there's 3 towers left for Octa Gaming. I'm just like, well, they're doing what they should be. They have everything that they need. They're checking all the boxes to be successful here. A lot of things that we saw from the last game that were maybe a little questionable, I feel like they cleaned up, maybe just had some cobwebs they needed to shake out from them, because this is like almost a completely different team from the first game.
Remembering the 8 minutes lord, the first lord is just for broke some second towers in the game, and now he just don't have any second tower. He's just going directly to T3, and what we see is not there. No, don't have the explosion. The 3T in the top side don't have the explosion to just hold this lord, and he's coming.
Yeah, I already saw Hideout Bush has gotten the Holy Crystal as well. Doesn't have the penetration he needs just yet, but that already means that the moment he goes in with the Deadly Magic, you're going to be looking at like maybe third, maybe a quarter of health left on there. Akashi lingering inside the enemy base, just daring them to come at him, showing how far they. Oh, actually, Thanatos TZ goes in, but almost takes a bravest fighter stop. Is able to dash himself to safety at the bottom lane. Saber fighting it out with Doom. Segan tries to get away. Another a double there for Doom as the rest of Entity 7 looking to close out this game. We're only at the 11-minute mark here. In trouble is the V2 trying to put it on the Doom. You can see the attack damage starting to go onto the core. 11:38 and Entity 7 able to tie up the series.
Wow, I was talking about a fast game before, but this one was even quicker. Entity 7 was not letting go of Octagaming's win the first round, and they made sure to show them who was boss this time around. With starting off strong and making sure that they kept consistent and staying strong the entire time to take that win for themselves.
I don't know why this just happened, because we've seen like a 9 minutes don't have the tower tree in your base, and this is not normal. The first lord to just do this, so it's a nice work we see here to the Entity 7, and they are back. They are so back at this game, and now I'm afraid because I see Octa in this first game just suffering a lot of pressure. They just fight back. They just turn around the goal and then wins the game. And here we don't see Octa gaming anymore. We just seeing all the time the Entity 7, all the rage, all the fury, all the things they need to put out because of their last loss, and winning, making this BO5 turn into a BO3.
I feel like I feel like Gus got shut down like in the beginning, so that totally, like you were saying before about how those assassins are having a harder time, you know, doing well as long if they're shut down in early, then they have a harder time to kind of regain that momentum, right?
He had a sky piercer as well. There are times that you have to do a double take. It almost feels like, I mean, at 0-5, you should probably have negative stacks on Sky Piercer. That's how bad you're doing in the game. And
I need to defend him. I need to defend my boy.
Okay.
Remembering past game, he was 0-4 and turns to a 10-4. Okay.
Well, he turned that, but he was a tankier hero this time around.
Oh, no, we will not remember this here, okay? Left to him.
You don't want to remember this one, okay? Well, we'll see what we got next.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and put this up on the shelf for, let's just kind of a practice game for them.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There was,
I don't know why.
I feel like we got a little confident with our drafting ability to try to pick some of these off picks here. We got Lucy on the Terizla, and then you have the Gujin kind of come in. Like I said, assassins just aren't in a great place right now. And oh my god, and Shen, he's already been one of those ones that I feel like you have to watch out for on Entity 7. Him and Hide on Bush have just always been performing here. 5, 0, and 8. Yeah, with that
luscious, comment on
the luscious hair that he has.
Remembering he have this 5 kills in less than 2 minutes in the game, because we have 1 minute game, then the countdown starts, he just picked up 3 kills, 4 in the night, and then he just, look at him, he just going straight to the gold lane and picked up more and more kills, just doing the flash and 4 skills, and that's it, 5-0 in the beginning of the game.
Man,
the game is over.
Positioning was on point, just really great at being there for the team, making sure they stayed back enough to lay down that CC for his team to do what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different team than we saw from the first game, and I kind of am wondering if maybe we're at a point you I say this with the greatest respect. You have 4 off picks that you just did for the side of Octa Gaming. Maybe this is kind of filler for them to be able to kind of, all right, we're gonna make them waste some of these picks. I don't want to call it throwing, but if we win, great. If we don't win, it's not going to be that tragic because it's just a Charizla. It's just a Gusion that nobody would have picked before. So now maybe we're at a point where we're going to start honing in onto the meta, because I want to say Octa Gaming has not struck me as in the same way that I believe it was Influence Rage, where they just went so far outside the box that it was just like, they're so comfortable with being away from the meta. Here, Octa Gaming, this is just kind of a really big change that I've not seen from them before, where it comes to some of these picks just kind of out of left field, just ones that you don't see as usually, that have pretty prominent weaknesses.
Maybe they're trying to give them a false sense of hope. With, you know, they're making these oddball picks and they're like, okay, we're just gonna let them think that they're doing an amazing number. We're gonna come back at the end, leaving all those things open for ourselves so we can come back strong, you know? I'm trying to be positive here. I don't know.
Okay, and you're right. And I see maybe Octa Gaming wants to do the same thing about the drafting phase, because remembering these guys just win the game. So we see Entity 7 just raging against them and winning. Now is the part of Octa Gaming just rage backs and do another game like for 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I'm just going to say, I guess we're going to see when it comes to this next draft where we go from here. I think we're starting to hit that zone. Well, I think next game, the game after the next is where we're going to be when it comes to kind of seeing some of those. Well, what I would expect to be some kind of crazy pickups. We've already started seeing that from Octa Gaming right from round one. They just went ahead and started. Maybe that's what it is. Like I think we're all kind of settled on the same thing. Is that maybe they wanted some of those outside picks at the beginning, and then we're going to start settling down into the meta as we kind of progress. It'll be very interesting, just because, man. It was a little rough, especially against the team. Like I said, when it comes to Shen, Hydon, Bush, I want to say some of the prominent players from Entity 7 who just always do a good job. Just like when I was talking about our first series, these are just 2 consistent players that even when they do occasionally lose, I think Entity 7 lost 1 to 9Z Globant at one point. They lost 1, but then the other games they were just so dominant. And it can be so curious to me, because I think I commented last week too. Like it's like a completely different team. When they're on. They're so good. They're communicating. It feels like every single, especially in the early game. The early game, like they were on fire. You talked about it where Shen basically had 3 or 5 kills like in the opening 5 minutes. It's like there wasn't a point where it felt like Octa Gaming had control, and that's unfortunate for a composition like they had.
Well, before we move on, let's quickly let you guys know, the community, please like and subscribe and share this stream to make sure that, you know, everyone else can view us and get our name out there so we can grow in this community, right? We want NA to do well, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So please like, comment, subscribe. And also, you know, check out our socials.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about it before. Big hello to our Filipino and Indonesian friends broadcasting us. You can find us on MLBB NA Esports, MLBB BR Esports, MLBB ES Esports, MLBB Esports, MLB. There's I think any kind of combination you put in the YouTube, at some point you're gonna find these streams. So more power to it. But yeah, it's been amazing so far. Especially like I said, this is kind of we're at a brand new ground, brand new situations where we've got the entire South and North American region competing together in a tournament where they will face off against each other. And Henrique has had the privilege of being able to see both right up in front, a front seat to both regions.
That's cool, because remembering in the past when I was a caster from Salt Lake, now I'm the North Case, so it's a little different being in the another universe, I guess. But it's cool to be back. Remembering past week I was in the place of Takashi. He is one of caster, and XX. He was a pro player, and now he's a casting member, and he lost his voice, and I was there to just, yay, I'm here. Yeah. But was in the Brazilian way, so I can speak Portuguese, and it's fine. But now I'm here in the South League. I have the knowledge, but also talking English. I'm trying to do my best.
You are amazing. You're doing amazing.
Okay.
But
Thanks for
help. Of course, no problem.
So cute.
I think
But
we
let's
should
go.
ban here, in my opinion, right? Harith? They can't choose Harith?
Yeah. Okay, remember this is a normal thing, right? Sometimes we don't think. And I'm truly serious about this, because sometimes we see all these things happens a lot, and we see this, we don't try to talk about it, because just have the feeling about being so boring to say like, oh, so you lost a ban again. It's
Well,
okay.
this is the first time I feel like they've done this here in the South right now.
Oh, so good. They're learning.
Yes.
So they're learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out a way to turn this, that the Harith ban somehow
Don't have it.
works it's a mind thing.
Don't try
We
it.
got Marcel ban, Ivy ban, Guinevere ban.
I have the experience
man.
to say, don't try it. Just let it go.
Yeah, they're unfortunate. Maybe a little bit of experience showing more for Entity 7. They're able to get that win and they're able to take that initial loss and bounce back. Here, Octa Gaming, maybe there's some frustration showing out from them when it comes to some of these picks, when it comes to some of their drafts. And that's where Entity 7 kind of has them, where they're able to kind of recoup. They, like I talked about before, you just wipe off that dust and you try again. Here, gonna go ahead and see where that priority lies for Octa Gaming. For most, I believe it's gone to the mid lane. The mid lane priority for a lot of these picks. We're going to see where Octa Gaming goes. I believe Zushin is not available for either of these sides. We still do have Sora out there. Oh, but we're going to go ahead and land on the carry for Octa Gaming.
The carry,
normal.
carry for the end. If she gets to that late game, she will shred. So let's see what the lineup that Entity 7 has to deal with that.
Now the Octa Gaming just drew a card and say, be careful with your tanks, be careful what you pick for, because carry is a strong laner against them. And about Octa again, they trying to scale the game, trying to search for this late game. It's good, but if the Entity 7 have a knowledge about this, just trying to be the early game aggressor again, it's the okay, Hilda, as I was thinking.
Hilda Kimmy, and I believe the Fredrin is still an option for the side of Octa Gaming to pick up here. A lot of these early game Hildas have kind of been very surprising for me, because I feel like especially with Suyu taking off the board there, a Fredrin pickup, and or a Leomord, who's still very strong as well, can really kind of make a Hilda kind of like rethink that early game harassment that you really want to do.
Well, that's Glue here being chosen, maybe targeting Hilda to kind of keep her away. Oh, then Sora gets picked up here with the CC. Oh, this one's going to be a match for sure.
They have the Valentina? No? They can ban?
Valentina's still an option, I believe, for both teams.
And then
But remember,
Xavier hasn't
who
been
wants to-
chosen a lot.
Who needs to I can't think. Oh no. Valentina is not an option now for Entity 7 because they already have the Sora, and I don't think they about the XP lane. So they will not put the Valentina in the XP lane because we don't have more transformations like Lucas in the Octa Gaming or things like that. So it's a free pass to Entity 7 to have the ban just because of this, because it's a counter, and they are also having other thinkings about other heroes to make the composition fluid.
Yeah, they do go ahead and ban out the Valentina just so that they don't see it's against their Sora. And we still have, I want to say we have been very light today when it comes to some of the Yu Zong pickups that, from what I've seen, while Yu Zong doesn't really match against the Sora, in like being able to battle her or battle him in the lane, it does help to provide some type of fear to the enemy team, the same that Sora does. You can get to that back line without much being able to stop you, and then you can just touch down, petrify, and just exude a huge amount of damage onto the enemy team. Where if you can kind of match that, at the very least against a Sora, if you can't match him in lane, you can at least match what he brings to the team fold.
I think the Sora have more time control against the backline enemy than Yu Zong, because Yu Zong have the sustained momentum. He has the strongest about this, but he need to stack, and sometimes we have a lot of pressure in this meta, also in control and also in the mobility. So for him, it's difficult to just do everything. And Sora, it's easy because he have little CCs just for his ultimates. He wants just to take some time and easy ways to. Okay, forget I want to say. I'm going to the
And then TN
human
here with
research,
the
so, right?
EC from
I'm
you know,
going to
anywhere in the map. So he's like, I'm gonna pick Yu Zong right now, just to prove you wrong.
I was not saying that not we will have a Yu Zong, but I was always saying that the improvements and the quality about Sora is better than a Yu Zong. But okay. I will not cry, okay? I will not cry. A lot. Just a little. Why does it do this?
A very interesting composition coming out of here from Entity 7. I feel like from Octa Gaming, finally, we've kind of settled on to going back to believing in the meta here. Nolan is, for me, Nolan has always been a 50-50 shot. I feel like he's an assassin. He needs things to go very well for him in the early game for him to kind of continually put on pressure. I feel like right now, it's very easy to upset that momentum that Nolan needs to constantly be successful, constantly get the rotation, constantly getting kills and fed, and eventually, he's going to get caught by something, and it's going to lead to a rough engagement for his team. Here, we're going to see what Octa Gaming has in store, especially against this composition.
About compositions, I like to see how Entity 7 makes something grateful for on early game, just because Vagin has the Hilda, just because Hanabush have the mobility, but remembering about the snowball section, Thanatos is a good fighter. He had a lot of quality about sustain, and in his side he had Saber and Lucy, who also have a sustain, so we have a lot of regeneration right now. And we have some burst coming from the Entity 7. How about the transformation in Assassin about Akashi, Hanabush with the combo, and Shim sometimes about the middle to the late game scale. So let's see.
Yeah, when it comes to answers and back and forth, I'm a little scared for the side of Entity 7. What do we do against Glue? I feel like every single person on the side of Entity 7, there's nobody that really has an answer except for hope that Gwyn takes the ultimate and can run away from your team. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to be one of these just offensive things that you just don't have an answer for it, unless at some point during mid game, Shin just completely outscales Saber and is just a shredding on a lot of these hits. It's gonna be very rough to see how that goes down. But both teams here tied at 1-1 apiece, looking to potentially get themselves ahead in this best of 5.
Okay. I'm a little bit nervous about this BO5 right now because, as you all know, it's a seed 1 and a free vacation to the team just doing your things, okay, playing the older games or continue training, seeing how the tournament's going on. So have a good moment.
Yeah, I think the best of 5 can be going in anyone's favor. The fact that the games are, there's more games to go along, and the global bans make it way harder for them they have to be more strategic with their picks, right? They got to make sure that they strategize and find they have to be better at different heroes. There's a lot that goes into it also. Entity 7 is doing amazing right now, but at the same time, do they have that, big hero pool to be able to come back later on?
I mean, you're matching hero pools against hero pools. I feel like it's a very interesting question, seeing as Octa Gaming kind of had 4 off picks. So I don't know if they don't have to be as worried about a hero pool moving into some of these later games. Here we see a pretty standard meta draft. There was no surprises, nothing that we really had to think on and be like, I'm not sure if that's going to work well. In fact, I kind of like their draft here, maybe a little bit more than I do like Entity 7's, because I feel like there's more consistency on the side of Octa Gaming, so it's going to be very interesting. It'll be interesting. Like I said, this is what it's all about. I love watching these games 5s, these game 4s when it comes out. We're at game 3. Like I said, I feel like game 3, we have a pretty standard amount. You're still inside the meta. There's not really much there's not much desperation in the air for it. Then when you get to that game 4, that game 5, hopefully when we get to that game 6 further down the line in the playoffs as well.
Do you think that they'll have an answer for the Sora? Is that what you're saying? Like, I know you were saying Yuzong kind of do something to kind of get to the back line because he can use his dragon and kind of go, but what else is there to stop Sora?
Sora is at this very unique point where I personally, my style is like, I'm not trying to stop Sora. I'm just trying to do the same thing that Sora does, which is she's going to be a threat to my backline. I'm going to be a threat to her backline with Yuzong. And try to create that same type of urgency. So you basically negated that to the point that you're putting the trust on your teammates. Like, hey, I'm doing the same thing she is. You guys need to get away. I'll try to get their team members. They're going to try to get our team members. So you've kind of negated that option. It's like getting a kill and then dying. It doesn't put you ahead, but it doesn't put you behind necessarily. So, but that's just the unique place that Sora is in right now. And that's why I say like Yuzong for me is probably one of those options, not because it matches her, not because it does anything better, but just because it kind of provides the same type of offensive ability. For me personally, I don't know, Enrique, do you see it differently when it comes to dealing with the Sora?
For me, I know about the Yuzong have more aggressive momentums in the game, especially in the early game. Sora, he's capable of doing the early game good, and if he wants to be aggressive, he have the flexibility to change to an assassin, or just to scale to the middle late game during this fighter mode and just applying the CC. So he is good at this, but if you're trying to scale with the Yuzong, you can't have the same flexibility as the Sora does, because in the late game you know, and almost a lot of soldiers don't have the force to maintain a team fight. He just suffers a lot. He just not will be more aggressive. He can be more sustained, because they will buy some Kartakura, half-life, the name about the item about the regeneration, who cuts in
Life
half.
steal?
Yeah, no, the other way, not the life steal, the
Anti-heal?
negative. Yeah, anti-heal. So anti-heal is just the official counter about Yuzong again. So about it, he just turns the dragon to a lizard in this game. And Sora continues to be the force because of all this control, and that's good.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Yuzong has a huge falling off point. Even alone by himself has a huge falling off point. But then when you're comparing it to a Sora, I feel like you're just trying to get to a point where Sora, the team is so behind that Sora just can't take advantage of it. But ladies and gentlemen, finally, we are getting into the third game of Entity 7 taking on Octagame. Both of these teams looking to get themselves a leg up, sitting at 1-1 apiece. Oh, already Vaguewin goes down, and that's going to be a kill for Octagaming. Shin going to have to use that flicker. Doom in trouble, but finds a kill onto Thanatos TZ.
That's also 1 minute game. Can we please just spare the fights to the turtle? I can't even take it anymore. It's just, again, it's the second game. NC7 just turned aggressive, but it's cool because Octagaming just picked up some kill. But kills are in the Doom. Oh, poor V2, because Doom is already a strong early gaming marksman, and one item just changed a lot of things. And then we see Shin with the 2 assistants is good for him, but Sagan with 1 kill is different too. Let's see. Oh, it's good. Oh my God, Shin! Oh no.
They tried to engage. They actually might be in trouble. Saber finds a kill onto Shin. Vaguewin might be down for the count as well. Saber gets turned around 3-on-1 on the back end. Segan was trying to throw down that suppressive fire, but it wasn't enough. 2-4 for Entity 7 right now, as it does open up the game for Entity 7 to scoop themselves up a Lord, and a little bit of a late dragon coming out from the side of Octa.
So funny seeing Shin just do the fly against the wall, then he drops also in the Saber controlling, and then he just have not flash and just accept it because we don't need to do nothing. That's cool. But Octagaming tries to do more, and also Entity 7 have 2 kills, and this is really happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is just this. We were talking about what do you need to do to be successful on an assassin pickup, and that's control the early game. Get those kills onto your assassin too. Idon Bush sitting at 2 kills already at the 3-minute mark. They're sitting at 2 and 5 right now. The rotations are on fire for Entity 7.
Yeah, Saber.
Saber actually uses that split to be able to kind of get on top of the head. Vaguewin in trouble. Segan is right there to blow him up. 3-5 right now. Octagaming trying to hang on with the oppressive early game of Entity 7.
They are responding, and that's good. They will not change the fact they are lost in the score, but they also have something to being aggressive to now. Idon Bush from Vic 2. Oh my
Yeah, V2 in a little bit of trouble here.
Okay.
Takes an entire fracture, but still survives. So it doesn't look like Entity 7 had enough. And that was a very interesting gank too. Just for the fact that they didn't have any minions. So maybe you do get the kill onto V2, but you wouldn't have been able to really push onto the tower. And that I feel like sometimes that is something that a lot of teams kind of overlook. Like they kind of get a little bit kill hungry and don't really figure out how this can lead to an objective. A little bit of a flicker comes out there from Segan to dodge the ultimate coming out from Shen. Now it's going to go ahead and push the rest of Octa Gaming away while Entity 7 try to focus up on this Turtle. Saber looking for an angle, going to try to protect his mid laner. Segan goes down, now trying to make a big break of it. A lot of damage going on to Bagwin. That's going to be 1-for-1, 4-6 right now. Hyde on Bush finds himself a turtle and immediately finds a kill onto Lucy. The rest of Octa Gaming looking for an escape. Out comes the stun, but it's not enough. Akashi finds himself a kill as well. 5-9 in favor of Entity 7.
The truly funny here is by Octa Gaming just having the skills, but having the skills in the... Oh, hold on.
Oh,
That's right.
God.
That's right.
Oh my God! It was like a cartoon. That Segan just got smashed into the ground like a nail.
And the funny fact is Vagin is dying for his team, and this also good. Okay, Shin is also dying, but it's best. The better way is to have the skills to the enemy team is more by the roaming and the tank lines. In the other side, Entity 7 have a lot of kills, and again, okay, he survived. And it's splitted because we see Sagan land 2 times, Saber 3, and we have Lucy 2 and Thanatos 3. So this is the difference about this, and Entity 7 has a more controlling here. Is that right?
What great control from Akashi to go ahead and spin Thanatos TZ around. Now you have Shen on the back end too. Thanatos TZ might have overstepped. Out comes the Black Dragon, looking to provide some type of support for his teammate. Finds the kill onto Shen. Big Fury of the Phoenix comes out with the stun. Lucy going to be able to get away scot-free with a kill in his pocket.
I don't know if I think maybe Shin is sad, but also he's dying, but having your assistance is good, so him making part of his team anyway. I don't know. Always him needs to falling down. I don't know why is this feeling right now, but Vagin is also here. Saber looking this brush. Pick it up, hide on bush. We'll try to ult. Okay. He tried. He tried, I know.
That's the unfortunate. Oh, Saber takes a lot of damage. Actually, gonna get hit with that ultimate. Is it going to be enough? Saber uses the split to get away at the bottom. Thanatos TZ uses that Phantom Steed to actuate a fight here. Entity 7 all over the purple buff while V2 looking for an escape. Bagwin comes in running. V2 takes a heap of damage now surrounded by Akashi. Uses that flicker, but it is not enough. 12 kills for Entity 7. Bagwin scoops himself up another kill onto V2 while Entity 7 scooped themselves up a lord or a turtle.
Yes, a turtle. And against an early and fast beginning to Entity 7. Now Octa is fighting too, having your kills also in the Lucy hands and Sagan, but it's not like a good thing. I don't feeling this is good for them, like the 6 kills. Also, the Entity 7 have more potential here.
Yeah, okay. Fury of the Phoenix comes out, lands onto Entity 7, but I feel like that was mostly used defensively to try to create that distance. Ooh, look at the damage coming out. Doom is absolutely throwing boulders at Octa Gaming, and down goes Thanatos TZ. Rest of reinforcements come in for Octa Gaming as Entity 7 looking to try to push onto this mid tower. They are fighting back. They do not want to give up this mid tower, and Octa Gaming very successfully able to find the defense for it.
Doom is the strongest laner about critical items. Wait, Hado Bush. He will
Yeah, I had a
survive.
bit of trouble there.
No.
Absolutely
No.
got zeroed in on by the Black Dragon. Lou! I thought he was going to be able to get away there, but Akashi said not today. In comes the Phantom Steed. Akashi in trouble, trying to use those wins to get himself to safety. V2 able to find a kill on to Akashi. Saber is down as well. 2 down for the side of Octa Gaming. 2 down for Entity. Thanatos TZ finds a kill onto Vaguewin. 4 down for Octa Gaming. Fury of the Phoenix is out, and down goes Shin.
Doom is already strong because he has claws and the Berserker's Fury. As I say, the critical hit chance about him, the critical build is so strong because he have already on base damage good because of this first skill. So also he can dominate this ball, I guess. Dominate his ball.
Yeah,
it's
ball.
okay. Okay. Because I still
I call
don't
them
need to
boulders.
sound strange. Okay,
Mountains.
because I don't want to call it
Meteors.
strange. Meteor's good. Bowling.
And now we do have a Phantom Steed.
Oh, oh,
and
oh,
looks
oh.
like Shin able to scoop up the Lord from both junglers on the back end. It does look like Thanatos TZ trying to put the damage onto Akashi, who gets immortal. Oh no, doesn't have the immortality. So that's going to be a kill for the side of Octa Gaming. They are able to scoop up the Lord. But, the fight actually continues. Saber goes down, caught deep on the side of Entity 7 without the rest of his team.
Fight who just getting more better to Octa, but the Lord goes to Entity 7, and now we have that problem whose the towers do not, all the towers are falling down. Maybe, V2, too strong, too
Yeah,
front
here-
line.
Fury of the Phoenix just backs off the rest of the team, so they don't really want to go ahead and press onto the mid tower. They've got enough. They're looking to try to get that pressure into mid, and Octa Gaming, once again, going to try to put as much pressure they can to try to defend this mid tower, though it's going to go down there. We do have the Phantom Steed coming out, but Doom, it just deletes 2 members down for Octa Gaming. Doom having a heck of a game on this Bruno, same as he did last week. I believe he was able to get an MVP against Alpha 7, and here showcasing exactly why once again.
The last base tower from Octa Gaming. Good for this first Lord. They do the 100% base key for the 8 minutes Lord. And now we're searching for this T3, all the remembering base turret, and also he's the passive about shields. The name of the explosion you guys have about the base turret. The golden.
Oh, I forgot what it's called when the base explodes on you. Because I'm not gonna lie, I get caught by that every time when I'm trying to push onto the high ground towers. I'm like, all right, boys, let's go ahead and knock this up. It explodes. All the minions are gone. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that. Never mind. Let me go ahead. It's just one of those things that every single time I'm gonna get caught by it. I think we just saw a 2,000 gold lead by the jungler on Entity 7. That is enormous.
5.5, good. It's a good start for a third game, I guess.
Wow.
Good start. It's all right.
NCT 7 is showing their dominance for sure. They're like, you know what? We got this in the bag. They're just tunneling down and just showing what they're about, putting on that pressure. They've always been aggressive since the start. I don't know.
I feel like that first game had to just been a wake-up call. Like these last 2, like this is exactly, if they would have been like this in the first game, they would have won that game. Because here, from the opening seconds, we don't even have time to do the intros before they're already fighting down at the bottom lane, finding kills and like the opening seconds of it. So, and I feel like they really shine in this overwhelming early game that they're able to put onto enemies. And Octa Gaming have yet to be able to find like any momentum on their side for both of this game and from the last one.
Yes, it's like Akashi and Hide on, what's his name? The
Bush.
jungle. Hide on Bush. They have been the dominating factor in this one for sure. They started off strong, like each of them 5 kills, 0 deaths until the 8-minute mark, right? So I feel like them as a duo, them just working well. They work really well together. For that fact, so.
As I say, the difference between the kills of Octa and NT7 is Octa trying to pick something I can do, and the difference between, like, we see Akashi and Hadobush with 5-0 kills, so it's totally different, so it's totally better this way. So, now back to the game. Let's go to the second Lord. 40 seconds.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at a win condition for Octa Gaming, but I feel like you've got some good scaling on the side.
V2 again.
T7, yeah. And then you've got V2, but you've already got Doom that you're competing with. You know what I mean? You've got the late game there. Shin's going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Hide on Bush isn't at a point where he needs to stray away from fights either. So V2 has to be very, very careful before. Oh, we're already at that. It already has that. Has the 3 items that they need, but they still are lacking that the Malefic gun to give them the range that they want. Because right now V2 has to get just a little close to some of these fights to really be a factor. Speaking of which, Vaguin taking a heap of damage from this entire team. Is it going to be enough? Out comes the Fury of the Phoenix. Segan able to find himself a kill. Rest of the team looking for a fight as the Black Dragon is out. Saber in a little bit of trouble. Has to get away from inside that bush. Turning around. Rest of the team has been engaged. Shin in trouble, has to find himself a disengage, but Thanatos TZ comes in with the kill. A double kill for Thanatos TZ as Doom turns it around in reply, able to find a kill of his own. But Octa Gaming with 3 unanswered kills finally on the board.
Saber plays so well. He just used the ultimate to Vagin, then he execute him, and then we all know the ultimate of Blue, when he picks up a kill, resets, and then he pick it up the Hide on Bush, who's also is just dancing in front of him. Oh, wait, V2!
Yeah, V2 has come online. The rest of his team being able to try. Oh my God, as I say that, Segan is down. Segan actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. Doom laying on those rockets that he is kicking at them, and they have to back off. 15 to 22, a Lord in the pocket of Octa Gaming, now going to be crashing in up at the top. Maybe this is what Octa Gaming need to get that breathing room to be able to even the playing field on the map.
We are back into the first game. Maybe, because Octa Gaming now has the on 1 Lord, and remembering 1 Lord difference makes a lot of difference to Octa Gaming just win the match. And then we have 3.4.0 in gold difference. Let's see what this Lord can do.
A great zoning ability used there by Lucy to get to the back line. Didn't even land, just wanted to push them back. Now we have the Fury of the Phoenix goes out. Another charge into the high ground tower of Entity 7. Are they going to be able to get to... Oh, they actually lost... and this is something when you have the advantage, it's so important not to lose your head over it, because if you had lined up minions, I believe they tried to, but Hide on Bush understands this game to such a level that he knew, I need to push mid lane. While the entirety of Octa Gaming is up at top, I need to push mid lane, I need to push bottom lane. Now we have another engagement here at the tower. Shen in trouble, finds the kill onto Lucy on the back end here. Bagwin trying his best to tank all the damage coming out from Octa Gaming. Thanatos TZ in trouble. Shen from the side finds himself a kill. Seguin gets pulled back as Hide on Bush scoops up a kill. We could be looking at a full team wipe. V2 all the way on the opposite side of the map. It doesn't look like Vaguin is going to let him get away. We could be looking at a clean game 3 for the side of Entity 7 as they take their second victory.
My God. Also Octa, okay? Also close.
Wow, Entity 7. They are a force to be working with. Entity 7 taking full objectives going into the late game. They finally got 1 Lord, but didn't make do with it because of the fact that Hide on Bush was able to clear the lane and keep map control. That was amazing. The Entity 7 are just spot on. They know what to do in the time, those dire moments.
I think wave control is not so difficult, but I know Octa Gaming was suffering a lot, but they don't need to be 5 players with the Lord to just win against a second tower in the game, okay? Not judging, but also judging, okay? I'm just... I don't want to say this is a normal day in Brazilian way, okay? But I have some issues. I know this is not, we're not perfect. The players have more, get a little bit nervous, and I can say what is nervous because I'm doing this right now. But I felt I needed to see more about them. They obviously just do best than this. So it's a sad moment, but also Entity 7 win, and they are good.
Yeah, you could take a look here at some of the stats here as well. A 6-3 and 12 for Akashi, really kind of proving himself in that XP lane. 7-2 and 5 for Hide on Bush.
That's good.
3, 5, and 14 for Vagwin. I feel like that duo right there really kind of enforced that early game, while Shin was able to come in and really provide that suppressive fire. But the man of the hour here for the side of Entity 7, it has to be Doom. 6-0 and 10. Took him a little bit to kind of get to that point where he was just dishing out this huge amount of damage, but definitely allowed by the rest of Entity 7, who had such a huge early game that even when Octa 7 was able to kind of turn it around, you were still dealing with Doom, who was just throwing boulders at you.
That's our highlights. And what we see about the private saying, the beginning of the game, is just how in 1 minute game they are just fighting again and losing, and I'm not really happy with this again.
Just the fact that Doom did not die at all as a marksman the whole time, that is amazing to see. Just he lasted that entire time, not dying, and then was able to come back, get those kills, and get those assists on the team and do wonders. And actually, like you said, that he would totally be MVP in my opinion too.
I feel like that speaks not only on Doom's ability, but the pressure that Entity 7 was able to exert with Hide on Bush and Vagwin constantly rotating, Shin joining them sometimes as well. If you're constantly answering attacks that are happening to you, you're not going to have time for a lot of ganks to even be able to get the Doom. And that's what this composition allowed them to do. Such ferocity in the early game, so many kills that Entity 7 was able to get, and that wasn't even really all on the bottom lane. Doom was just kind of left alone to get that farm up while his team was dominating here, and did such a great job being able to be that caretaker in the late game.
Yeah, that's
And
focus.
I'll say about the lizard, right?
Mm-hmm. The lizard?
Remember him?
What?
The greatest dragon in the early game came to a lizard.
Oh,
in the
I'm
middle
like
of
a
the-
lizard.
Okay.
He's a lizard now. Okay. I'm like, there's a lizard in this game?
Because what we can say about this game is just like this. They don't need to improve the early game against the Entity 7. They just like switch some kills, but the kills of the Entity 7 goes to good hands, to marksman, to obviously Doom here is the good player, but not in the Octa Gaming.
Yes, and that one player or that rose above the rest was our MVP. We saw it. We got a little snippet of it.
It was Doom. 6-0, 6-0 and 10. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was going to be a question of who that was going to go to, especially, like I said, he was able to kind of, sometimes I almost feel like it kind of negates what got them there, because Doom really wasn't on the board until like the mid game, when he was able to start really dishing out damage, which was allowed by this just blitzkrieg of an early game that Entity 7 had, where you're so, as Octa Gaming, you're so far on the back foot, you're always replying. It's like, now they're at mid. Now I have to watch out for jungle. Now they're pushing on our mid. Now they're at the top again. And meanwhile, a Doom by himself is just like, just getting the minions, getting the farm up that he needs. Yeah, so a great job played by them. And another dominating early game composition coming from Entity 7 that unfortunately it feels like Octa Gaming just was completely unprepared for.
Yeah, I don't think they were prepared for it at all. Like, and that aggression in the early, it's like you think they will be able to find an answer for it. They've been doing it every game so far, and it doesn't look like Octa Gaming knows how to deal with that pressure. But anyways, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are all over the place, but right now we're streaming here. We want you to follow us at MLBB NAE Sports. We're on Kick, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Be part of our community.
He's so young.
Please.
I see a lot of these icons here, and I know like 3 or 4, and then
Okay,
she's
I messed
like,
up the first
no,
time.
everything. Okay.
Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, big shout out to our international community too, joining us as well. The PH and Indo community watching and supporting as well from across the Atlantic. So big hello to
Yes,
you guys
salamat.
as well.
Terima kasih.
Please send all complaints to @ZenaLily @exe dot to your socials right there. But
Cover that up real quick. And remember, guys, we have some diamond drops, so be sure the longer you stay in the chat, the more time you can, the more chance you have for these diamond drops. So chat, stay in, watch us, keep up with us, and you will get these amazing free diamonds.
Yeah, the more activity that you guys have in chats, when we take those breaks, when we have pauses or things like that, you'll have more times to be able to kind of claim some of those prizes, and just a little way for us to be able to kind of give back to you guys for your viewership as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all of those little drops and everything that you can get. And as Zena kind of mentioned, yeah, if you guys check out our socials below, you can check out all of us and our amazing casters. Like we said, you can even check out, especially if you're not native when it comes to English speaking, you can check out Henrique of tearing it up in the Portuguese section of the casting as well, who's joining us today. Thankfully, and like I said, we've said it before already, just thank you for being able to join us to fill in for the spot in the desk. You've been all over. You worked Thursday and Friday, joining us on Saturday as well. So he's putting in a lot of the hours to kind of make sure that we keep that quality up here at the casting desk for the AMER region.
He thought he would have to handle it all by himself.
Maybe.
But thank you so much for coming, for sure. And it's great to have you here for both days.
As I say again, thanks for having me here. It's how can I say? It's a surprise for me being here, but I'm also here to help as I can. So let's go to our fourth game. Now we have a zone match point, Entity 7 to a 3-1 here. It's afraid from Octa. We need to see them playing again.
I see all these bands. Look at all these. I love this.
There is a warm and fuzzy. There's a warm and fuzzy feeling I get when I see that second row of heroes that you're not allowed to pick. I'm like, ooh, now what are we going to be going with here now? I mean, I can only hope for a win from Octa Gaming here to kind of tie it up so we can get to that fifth game and really see where a lot of these hero pools come at for some of these teams. But I want to say, though, Octa Gaming really needs to, there needs to be some type of security in that early game.
They have to figure out a way to deal with that aggression. Maybe even just play it a little more safer in the beginning to kind of like clear their side, clear the farm, claim objectives. I don't know. They got to figure something out for sure. But we're seeing a Marcel and Harith here banned, as well as Voxia and the 100% Freya ban here in the south. Valentina's getting banned out as well. This is going to be fun.
And that's the way, the difference about Octa banning Harith because Entity 7 can't.
We didn't want to bring
No, it's okay. No, that's not. That's right. That's right in the point. If Entity 7 tries it, it's hard to just doing this, but now it's normal because the Entity 7 don't use the heritage for the games. Now it's okay for letting him get banned by Octa. So let's see what we can get for now. Marcel, no, okay, it's banned by Octa. We're seeing the box is not passing through. Zuchin have already picked it up by the two teams. Let's
Both
see
Brunos
what
have been banned. So there's no Bruno, there's no Harith right now. What else? I know Carrie was banned on that side, so Carrie can be picked up on the side of Entity 7 here still.
True.
We get to kind of the point where when all of these bans are out there, I kind of stop trying to predict, just because I'm just like, man, this, as exciting as it is for us casters, I'll bet this is just horrifying for coaches and analysts who have to like do this for their team because you want to kind of pull out something. Fredrin as a first pick. And especially because we still have some picks open on the side of Entity 7. You've got the Uranus. I believe Terizla is still an option that you can build around as well. This is very interesting from Octa Gaming. And this is what we're talking about. You're at game 4 right now. So many picks taken off. And I feel like you're kind of forced to pick up something, or maybe it gets banned out again, and you're kind of starting to run low on that hero pool. So here on the side of Octa Gaming, they're like, we need to scoop this up before it gets taken off the board from us. Yeah, and an answer immediately comes out to Carrie.
The Shredder. There she is. I'm gonna call her Shredder. And then Farsa.
That's remind me something I remember now. That is, Latin likes more to pick Uranus than Brazil. Brazil have more Uranus in XP lane because of the meta, the tank meta, but also when the fighters meta comes in, they never picked it more about Uranus. But the Latin games, MPL Latin, besides the MPL Brazil, I'm saying, but when we came to MPL Latin and we see all our Latin players against our Brazil, they love Uranus. So they put Uranus in mid lane. That's a strange thing we've seen because we've not seen Uranus in the normal way, but they just put Uranus in the middle lane. So, and also in North, we've seen Uranus jungle also. I don't remember now the team, I will pick it up later, but we have the Uranus jungle.
Yeah, Uranus jungle is a huge problem for Fredrin, which is why I was kind of wondering why you would pick up the Fredrin really, really early without the Uranus being not an option for Entity 7. They still have the ability to pick it up here, but it doesn't really look like they're kind of gunning for that here. There. In answer to Terizla pickup by Entity 7.
I was thinking about glue because of this potential of tanking and being a boring thing around the map, but also they have the second laning, the second phase of this picks. Don't know if they will bring it.
Yeah, they still have glue. They could still pick up the Uranus jungle, like you said, on the Entity 7 side. Who knows what they'll have right now? There's so many things that they cannot choose. That's probably why they're taking a while to figure out what they want here. But like you said, maybe Lucy or not Lucy. Well, the Fredrin pickup for Thanos. He was the fact that he does not have a lot of hero pool, and that was one that he's like, you need to pick it up or else we're gonna struggle. I don't know.
Will soon be your burial ground.
I wonder if you're right. If they, I know we've seen in the South, we've seen the Uranus jungle against Fredrin, and I'm actually so curious as to why that's just not. It hasn't occurred, or maybe Octa Gaming just don't fear it as much. Because like it's been a huge counter. It's not available for Octa Gaming. They're not even able to pick up the Uranus as like a counter pickup. And it is available for Entity 7, and they're going to take out the Cho. So that's going to be very interesting. I do like the Kalea pickup just because I feel like it can offset a lot of this. You can grab the carry or the Farsa. The only problem is do not do not grab the Terizla.
but I do
That
know
we've
it's
seen this
right.
before, where they grab the Terizla, and then Terizla immediately comes in with the ultimate and just hammers away. I believe this is going to be the absolute first Barats we have seen in the South. I'm pretty sure it's an AMER, an MTC AMER first as well.
We miss a lot about Barretts. Okay, we miss a lot because Barretts was used a lot of times in the MPL Brazil, the Momentum. Then we started to Latam Season 1. We started a little bit of Barretts and then nothing more. Then he just showed up. I'm happy with this. And just remember, Vagin is a show signature man. So the band is for him, I guess. And let's see. CC and Lady. Okay, good. Let's see more.
Oh, I don't have much CC on the side of Octagaming. Yeah, just
I like the Lilia pickup here though, just because I think against the Barats, against the Terizla, it'll be able to do a good job. The big thing for me is that CC it's for Octagaming, it relies a lot on CC to be able to kind of get to the back line, unless we're leaning. There's how do I say this? Octagaming, there's parts of their composition that succeed at different things that aren't necessarily together. Kalia wants to grab somebody and bring it back to the team. CC wants to access into the back line. Same thing with Claude as well. Wants to kind of get to that back line as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we are settled on the draft for this game.
Yeah, I'm seeing that they're banking on, but I feel like they're banking on that early game as well. As Entity 7 are always great with the early game because Chip right here is able to teleport around, right? So can I help the team get around places? Mainly.
Side we see Octagaming with this pick-off composition, and Entity 7's like with the team fighting mode. That's good because we have Farsa, we have AoE damage, about AoE control, and it's good too. And Heidelbush, we know against all the stacks he can gain, and he just transforms into literally a monster doing all the auto attacks, gain AoE. And this is good for them, but the pick-off stays in the individual consequences about the starts. So we have CC who focus one enemy, two if the ultimate picks up someone. We have the Thanatos who also have a large ultimate, but we know the line of the true damage is too short, and sometimes we hit only one enemy. So this is about the difference, and this is the same way we see the first game. The first game was almost like this. And not necessarily because now V2 here have an ultimate, got good ultimate to do the AoE. But well, why Shinjo just drop it to the bottom lane to the mid like that? What happened?
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be game 4 for Entity 7 taking on Octagaming. Entity 7 sitting at game point here, ready to wrap up this series. It is a pick-off composition versus an ambush style composition. We're going to see which one can prevail here. Up at the top, a little bit of an engagement there between and the Fredrin, I can see. I don't know if we're going to be. For Thanatos, TZ is able to dash his way to safety, and you can see Entity 7 actually took a decent amount of damage. Big pop up there lands on the Shin. Gonna have to use that wings by wings to get away. Just kidding. He's going to swoop back in, find himself a little bit of a dash to get himself back to mid lane.
He's fast because of her husband, the bird, and we're seeing the 2v2. It's strong, needs to know about Saber having the also individual focusing and Regain about all the composition of Octagaming. It's good because we have Thanatos, Lucy, and also Saber who have some regeneration from his team or also for themselves. And start for the first turtle. Let's see.
Ooh, you saw Shin try to get that stun onto Lucy, but Lucy was able to disengage from
He
it.
tried.
Big pop-up lands, and Thanatos TZ able to scoop up a lord. They're able to reply in kind immediately to bring down Saber. Down comes an Appraiser's Wrath that takes down Hyde on Bush. Vagrant is the third one to go down for Entity, or actually that was the second one to go down for Entity 7. And man, just like that, a turtle for the side of Octa Gaming and 2 kills in their pocket.
It's the beginning start of Octa Gaming and this series, and that's good. Remembering they are suffering a lot about this early kills, they are suffering about Entity 7, and now they have an impulse to just do the composition works.
Yeah, and it feels like here, I mean, you don't exactly have this great early game for the side of Entity 7. You do got some decent rotation. Shin and Vagrant are going to have an easier time to be able to kind of rotate around a little bit, but just not enough to really become this huge threat for Octa Gaming. As we can see in the early game, big stun goes on to Saber, who does turn it around, but they're going to immediately, NTC 7 going to focus on to their purple buff.
Let's see what more we have, because V2 is also free to get his farm. Also, Doom used his ultimate of Vagin just to came through the team fight, and he can't just go back to the lane because Fredrin and Sagan just watching the portal just to not do this. So he needs to give the base button just to walk in around the lane, so he waste a lot of times. So also we've seen the V2 6 and Doom 5 in this moment.
Shin immediately flies back to his lane when the minions are about to crash. Ooh, Vagrant gonna go ahead and check up on these bushes, trying to create some distance from Octa Gaming. First, a turtle. Looks like it's about to land here. You can see it popping up, but crash up at top. It's going to be 3 members of Entity 7 immediately onto Lucy. Down comes the Feathered Airstrike and the portal. So they're immediately going to come into this turtle fight. It does look like Octa Gaming were able to scoop up the turtle. V2's going to be able to get away, finds the kill onto Saber, but Doom finds a kill onto Thanatos TZ. That is 3 down for Octa Gaming, and immediately we are starting to see the value of Vagrant on this chip.
This reminds me something, because in MPL Season 2, Latin, okay, MPL Latin Season 2, we have the ship, the first time ships appears in the Mobile Legends Mega Bank. Oh, okay, just trying to, maybe.
Yeah, there's a pitter patter, a little bit of hellos between both.
So how can I say the first time hero appears in his launch? Is a launchment?
I guess you could just call it a launch. The first time a hero comes out, it's
okay. In his launch, the first time Vagin was the first player to get the ship. Everybody was afraid to know how to play with ship. So he do it in the first time and just win. So he's a player who likes a lot to make this characters. I forget the name again.
Well, I mean, you're
first time appears.
Right. And, so he was able to use it to right at the beginning, and he's become pretty much an expert at it.
Yes.
I think the only other person in the South right now that even comes close to being pretty good on a chip was, I believe, Fanboy. As well as a great chip player as well. Ooh, big penalty zone comes in. Lucy in trouble, gets pulled back, and Shin finishes them off with a Feathered Airstrike on the back end. We do have a Blazing Duet. Is that going to be enough? V2 in trouble, looking for an escape. Appraiser's Wrath comes down, but it is not able to finish off anybody on Entity 7. Another 3 players down for Octa Gaming.
V2 just tried to use his ultimate just for doing some damage, but I just see Entity 7 like, yeah, okay, I continues with this. I prefer your other members of team. When you scale, when you have your third item, you talk with me. Oh, Saber, just... Okay. Dome is strong.
I think that's why Claude is so scary and so surprising to people is because before he gets that Trinity build, most of his ultimates go like that, where the enemy's like, oh, stop, it tickles, oh god. Oh. The moment he gets that Trinity build, though, it's a completely different character. He shreds them down in 3 seconds. Fucking a witch, you do have a pop back. It looks like a little bit of trouble here. Thanatos TZ in trouble.
Oh my God.
5 members immediately. Hide on Bush, finding another kill, bringing this to a 2-8 lead for Entity 7.
I don't know why they appeared so fast. He don't get the ultimate already. Just like the 2v1 situation. Okay. He will tongue me. It's fine. It's fine for me. My team is coming. And then Octagaming see 5 people versus the Fredrin. Oh no, let him hit. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Then first tower, I guess. Yes. Oh.
Yeah, immediately, first tower comes up. Egwin actually in trouble as V2's trying to bring damage in the background. Down goes Thanatos, TZ, Akashi. V2's trying his best to get some of this poke damage onto them, and they're just kind of walking past him as he's not doing enough just yet. Segan and Thanatos TZ regrettably going to be the kills here as Entity 7 claim that mid tower. Only the tier 2 and all the way down to the tier 2 towers is Octagaming right now.
That's good for Entity 7, just in a 10-2 in the score. That's good. We seen about the items. Doom have his going to the 3rd item. Oh my god. Be careful, Lucy.
Lucy just came in with a big kill there too. Shen comes out. Thanatos TZ does not want any of that. He has to unfortunately kiss away his purple buff. While Entity 7 go ahead and claim that up quickly.
Lucy can now ping the teammates, just, guys, where are you? Help me, I guess, because I don't see the answer about Octagaming, about all this. They just let this all happen, and it's good. Now it's Lord came into their base, and they're just like, we need to farm, but how? They don't have the jungle anymore because they have the pressure on Idle Bush and the system bugging all the time, have the potential of the ultimate to bring all the team to a fight, and Thanatos need to farm it some way.
What a great tsunami slap, but Hide on Bush immediately uses that ultimate from the back end. V2 looking to try to find the kill there, but he is not able to. How is Hide on Bush alive? Shen with the suppressive fire, that feathered airstrike to rain down, covering the escape for his team there. And man, right now, I mean, you're looking at about a 10K gold lead at the 10-minute mark. That is a 1,000 gold advance per minute for Entity 7 right now.
For me, Barrett's using ultimate to pass through walls is nonsense. No sense, he just do it. But he can pass through walls, okay, but he needs to break them because don't make sense. He just jumped. It's a later one, but okay. He makes the turn. That Lord came out. Focus on Thanatos.
Yeah, we do have a tsunami slam that lands on his back end. That actuates Shen, who's going to go ahead and lay down the suppressive fire with that feathered airstrike, trying to look for a kill. Segan is down, Lord at the core. Akashi finds a kill on the Sabres. Thanatos TZ is down. 4 players, 5 complete team wipe. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the series, Entity 7.
Oh my god. Entity 7 is just total domination. That's it. Total domination. Like, they are just a monster, a force to be reckoned with. Their aggression, their synergy, the way that they work together, I'm a loss for words. I'm like, I don't know. They did amazing. There was no way Octagaming could win. Really? I was like, how you... Oh, wow. What an amazing game.
That's also cool to see, and I'm not sure because we've seen Octa with the 2 first kills in the game, and that's a hope for them because they are also just changing the skills and also trying to trade something and can't do it, and now they're an disadvantage. They are in the first place, and no, just Entity 7 came and All right. That's my turn.
I'm not. What I don't know. Like for me, like yeah, I'm
You
kind of
know,
at a loss for
afterwards,
words,
too.
but it's kind of like when I'm looking at this. Octa Gaming had a very dominating last week for them. Did very very well. That's what got them to this position in the first place. I feel like it just Entity 7. I almost feel like the first game lulled Octa Gaming into this false sense of security that they thought, bro, we got this. That early game, obviously, Entity 7 cannot control that early game. And Entity 7, I feel like just was such an overwhelming force in the early game that Octa Gaming, for some reason, just was completely unprepared for. I feel like in 3 drafts, they still did not have something that could really contain in that early game. The synergy coming out from the side of Entity 7 too as well. Like, it's not enough to say that Entity 7 had a good early game, but they executed. The entire team felt like they were on the same page, exactly knew who they were going for, where the target was right from the opening seconds. And that's one of the things that has been making them so strong here in the South.
Then we see the Entity 7, the Union makes the Force, and they just literally starts to play together all the time. And also they have literally Vagin playing as Ship, who just can bring all the players to one place, but they don't need it. They just hold their hands together all the time and like, let's go invade. And that's worth.
We're just skipping along.
This worked a lot for them because the Octa Gaming just not prepared for seeing a dinosaur with the Farsa and his husband, Birdie things, and all the Entity 7 things just for the jungle, and pick it up Thanatos out of position, and then Sagan, and then Lucy, and start to do this like the 7 minutes to a roll, and that's over. That's over for them.
I feel like this kind of speaks to the experience of Entity 7 when it comes to these games, to be able to continually put on that pressure from the early game, because this game especially, Octa Gaming felt like they were prepared in the first like minute or two. Like they understood, like, but eventually they got caught. Eventually, they got a little lazy when it came. They went out a little bit far, didn't expect Shen and the rest of the team up at the top. And it just became this huge gaping wound that they were not able to make up for.
Right in here, big play, smart decisions, and perfect timing. Doom is our MVP here with, again, no deaths, 608. 42.4k total damage. He was able to do an amazing job towards the late game and help the team get that win.
He also can't die out when the enemy team's also spread in the ground. So okay. Okay. He's also have a good fight with his team, and as I say, they just hold their hands and let's go united, invade the jungle enemies and just search for some fighting, and they did it, and they did it so well, and don't have any answer about Octa Gaming. And one by one, the domino effect sounds something for you guys. The game domino.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay,
Dominoes where they just kept one after
one
another.
by one, they are falling, and the game was for Entity 7. And nice seed 1, boys.
Yeah, I mean,
Iron Bush was an amazing. He was able to, in every hero he chose to play, he made sure to dominate the early game for his team, and that helped them secure the win for sure. Like his rotations, the way that he initiated, and all that was like a big factor in gaining that early game for the team.
It also kind of shows, I want to say, the flexibility of Hide on Bush. I mean, we're talking, we had a Nolan out there, we had the tanky Barats. So just all these different types of styles that he was able to be successful with, and it is that his team allowed him to be successful with. I think one of my biggest critiques, why I grimace when I see a Nolan pickup, is because, like I said, your team, the execution needs to almost be perfect for a Nolan to be successful, because the moment you fall behind, the moment the enemy team kind of gets the advantage, it can be so hard to pull yourself back up. But here, especially on the Nolan pickup, they were able to just answer back. They were this wrecking ball right from the beginning and didn't let up. And unfortunately for Octa Gaming, they just never had any room to breathe. They were always replying. They were always, they were never enforcing their own will. It was always, oh my God, they're at mid, we need to reply to this. They're at turtle, we need to get there to turtle. They're engaging us in our jungle. It was never an engagement that Octa Gaming wanted. It was an engagement that they were responding to. And to be a successful team, Entity 7, they did what they were supposed to, and that is enforce their game on the other team instead of responding to the other team's game.
Yeah.
Being reactive.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like they are not prepared for this new Entity 7 they found out, because remembering the Octa Gaming just like lost nothing to came here with the 4-0 games, and then just have this lost about Entity 7, who also have, I think, one game they lost.
Yeah,
Yes, they lost one game to
so it's 4-1.
9Z Globins. They lost the first game here too. And the first game, like I said, completely different team. I don't like, so it's kind of crazy to kind of count that first loss against 9Z Globins as well. It's like the rest of the games too. After that one game that they played against 9Z Globin, completely different team. It felt like they got all the kinks out and they understood, okay, well, let's not make that mistake again. And then they just powered through. Same thing that they did here.
Yeah, I feel like they're good at learning. Like, they can see what they did wrong really quickly and then implement it in the next game. And like you said, we've seen it happen here in this game and before in the other ones. And I feel like even if they lose the first game moving forward, we could expect this, that they will find a way to come back and basically sweep it.
But it's a nice BO5, okay? I don't know, was the cheering, all the viewers cheering for the Octa? I'm sorry, but Entity 7 was best in that moment. Always have the next week, okay? We have a lot of Swiss stage to showing to you guys, so just wait a minute and hope the Octa came for a more strong than today.
Well, all I know is all of my predictions were wrong.
Okay.
My predictions were wrong today.
I stopped predicting South just because I have to relent and be like, all right, I've got a lot to learn, whether it's the players, the teams, and understand how they go around here. I'm just not as familiar with it, but it's been a great learning experience too, especially some of the differences that I've been seeing down here too. One of them being, I want to say, the chip usage. We don't see very much of that in the north as well. The fact that we have a plan in the south, I've been seeing where it comes to being able to use Marcel successfully, and there's certain teams in the south where Marcel is not a let's use Marcel. No, it's we've got a plan, we've got a composition that Marcel fits into perfectly. Let's use that. We didn't get to see an example of that today. Maybe we'll see it a little bit tomorrow. Another thing too for the south, Zushin is I'm not sure if this is a positive or a negative, but because I think Zushin, she needs to be banned with how sometimes I see teams allow it, and I feel like it needs to be banned because the game I felt it would have been easier for them. It didn't really feel like we had a plan, but the fact that they are willing to deal with it. But let's go ahead, Xena, take a look at what happened today.
Let's recap what happened today. We had Influence Rage going against DreamMax, and that was a best of 3. They came up strong, DreamMax, the winner for that round. And we had Entity 7 versus Octa Gaming, best of 5, and Entity 7 taking the win there, dominating the field. So they're claiming their extra win there for sure. They're now what 5-1 in wins. Am I getting that? Yeah, 5-1.
2.
No wait, I'm totally wrong. 3. They're 3-0.
Okay, 3-0 in the matches, and I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 7-2 in games, I guess.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Xena was not hired for her math ability.
Mathing, what is that?
So I want to say for Henrique, a half good day for Brazil. You got maybe not so good for Octa Gaming, but when it comes to DreamHack, very successful games for them as well.
Sure. And remembering, we have a few Brazilians in the Entity 7 too. As I say, Vaguinho is one of them, and I think we have more, but I forget it now. So it's good to see them together, and also when I say like having this twisted things about being a Brazilian with the Latam players is also good. I like it a lot, so it's good to see them winning. I call them cousins. And I remember now. When I start casting in Brazil and see that, the Latam, and I say, our cousins. So it's okay. Let's be with that. So it's this.
I don't know. I was just saying some great games today. I'm so excited here to see the big thing for a lot of people is I've been saying it since we started this. When it comes to North and South America, there was a point before the regions got separated that we had a lot of matches, and South America used to do very well. It was very competitive against North America. I know North America, there was a lot of the lights and stuff that kind of came on from M3 and us being able to make it far. And for a while, South America has remained this, according as a North America, personally, South America has remained this kind of question mark as to what type of skill, what a level that they're at. Are they going to be, is this going to be competitive? And I can tell you already, I feel like there are a lot of surprises in store for a lot of viewers, for a lot of the competitive scene to see what South America has to offer.
Yes, super exciting stuff. But let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule, guys. What are we looking forward to? We are looking forward to Alpha 7 versus Infinity and Black Sentence against 9Z Globant. What are your guys' thoughts on these teams? Are you guys excited to see these matches go down?
Obviously, I want to see this Alpha 7. Let's get it started. That's good for see our boys trying to revive that feeling about that burning side to being fighters against the world again. But I'm sad about Black Sentence in this Seed 8 zone. It's sad just because the Black Sentence in the last championship just was the top one in the Latin, and then we seen them in this position is okay. Sometimes happens.
Yeah. Alpha 7, one of those teams that has successfully used Marcel. And the reason I kind of bring that up is because it says something about their ability to draft, about their cohesion and the synergy that you need to have on a team to be successful with that. The side of Black Sentence we were talking about, it's a brand new team, basically.
Yes.
They've yet to get that synergy that they need to put together. Here is another opportunity for them to show that out against a team 9Z Globant, who did get a victory over Entity 7 at some point. So they do have the strength in them. It could be a huge challenge and a huge maybe hill for Black Sentence to be able to climb here tomorrow.
Yes, our best of 5 tomorrow is going to be the lowest. They weren't doing so hot. And the past matches over the last weekend. So they were the ones that are kind of at the bottom of the tournament poll right now, right? We got 9Z Globant to Black Sentence. So it'll be pretty nice to see what they can do against each other. So. Do you have anything? Oh, well, We are going to give a little shout out to our sponsor, runestone.gg. Runestone is an amazing, they are our broadcast key partner here that supports the growth of the competitive ecosystem. So helping deliver high quality broadcast and experience to the community.
Yeah, a big shout out to runestone.gg, for which this broadcast would not be possible. And like I said before, if you guys want an organization that has the same type of intensity, same type of drive that you do for games, that is runestone.gg.
Check them out for sure.
Yay.
Light up your esports. I love to see that part.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so, but yeah, been some incredible matches for this Saturday night. I know it's probably a little later when it comes for you, Henrique. But also, guys, in case some of you guys missed it, Xena, let them know where they can find us.
You can find us at MLBB NA Esports. Be a partner of our community. We are in all these channels right here on these icons. Do you want me to repeat it? I can. It's Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We are everywhere, guys. And there's a lot of channels here as well on YouTube. Check us all out. We're here. We want to grow for NA. Show us support. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Whatever you can, give us a leg up, you know? We want to grow. We want to be there. We're part of the community with you.
That's good, because if you help the page to turn us more and more to the people, you can have more jobs to us. That's good too, okay? We like to have money.
But that is going to wrap up things for now. The competition is only getting tighter, and the road through the Swiss stage is far from over. So make sure you come back tomorrow to see what we're all about, okay? See you guys later.